SRS runway, auto thrust is blue. 80 knots, thrust set. 5500. 31. Rotate.
Hello, testing 1, 2, 3. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Stream 2, so far so good. Holding out there on the drop frames. Hope it holds out for tonight. I got a nice little treat for y'all. We're going to be going down the East Coast nighttime ops, leaving JFK here in JetBlue. We're actually going to be flying. No, I was going to say we're going to be flying this sucker over here, but we're not. That'd be pretty sweet. But I was exploring the INI JFK scenery. But yes, we are going to be taking the JetBlue FlyByWire 320 Neo down for a little bit of night flight action. We're going to check out some of the night lighting, some of the external lighting. There has been an update to that recently. Now, Chaos, I did not get... what, y'all saying you can't hear me? Hold on. Oh, I know why. Stand by. Check. There we go. I had it on the wrong setting. There you go. But Chaos, yeah, man. I was going to change it, and then I had to try to refile, and then I didn't have enough time, and then we're live, so we're just going to rock with it. We'll be back in the fly-by-wire, though. No worries. We'll be back in the fly-by-wire soon enough. So thank you all for tuning in today on another soft stream here. No push notifications were sent out other than just the YouTube notifications. So if you're tuned in right now, I really, truly appreciate it. That means you have the notifications on, or you just follow along in the Discord, because there was no push notifications in the Discord either. So thank you all for tuning in, and I'm excited for a little night ops. Today we're also going to try to do a little bit more systematic edutainment instead of just kind of going through the motions. I do have a surprise for y'all. Tiller cam, Throttletek cam is up and running, so we'll be using that as well. So good to see everybody here in the house. Arlen McAdory, thank you for the continued support of 3 months. Good to be back. Just spent far too long in an E-175. Ouch. Hey, it's better than a 737 or a 717 or a CRJ for sure. So there's a lot more airplanes I could think of that you'd be worse off. But welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to tell us about your go-around, Aaron. Oh, I'm going to have to. All right, guys, I know I'm way late on this here. Oh, look, what is she paying this guy for? What? Why is she pulling out her credit card over here? Interesting. Can we see? Is there like real credit card number on there? I just noticed that. What's going on here? City card, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, this is the INI JFK, which it obviously came out when I was in the month of darkness. Really, really, really well done. But shout out to INI for still sending me a copy and just checking it out. If you haven't picked it up, you definitely should if you like flying in and out of Kennedy. Now, it is definitely harder on frames, but there are things you can do to adjust. And hey, it's just New York in general. So anything New York is going to be super hard on frames, whether it's INI or vertical sim. I don't think he said any New York scenery, but any scenery in New York is going to be hardcore. But check out this. Oh man, this T-way. We even have a decal? Oh, I wonder if there was a cabin on there. Pretty cool. I wish we could fly one of these suckers tonight, but we're not. We're going to be in our fancy, what was that? I got boxes falling down all over the office here. Sorry, guys. We're going to be in our fancy jet blue FDNY livery. This is the ops center over here for JetBlue ramp control. That's what this little tower is over here. We'll go take a look at that. Yeah, that Connie is sick, isn't it, man? I would love to have one of those. Lockheed Constellation. So this is ramp tower. Now look, we're right under ramp tower right there, so make sure you're on your best behavior down there. Put those sunshades up because they will see ya. All right, let's go ahead and reset this, zoom it around. Let's get into the cockpit and start the show, shall we? Chuck Blake, just before we do that, has dropped 20 gifted subs. Chuck Blake. Very, very generous of you. Very kind of you, sir. Thank you so much for the 20 gifted subs. Guys, if you pick up a sub from Chuck Blake, make sure you shout him out. Let him know you're appreciative of that. Welcome to Team Green for the month. Make sure you check out some of the members-only content. I will be posting some more members-only shorts videos starting tomorrow as well as I head off to go fly the Airbus for 3 days in real life. So I'll be seeing you guys here in a little bit on the members side of things, so make sure you shout them out, let you know appreciative. Let me go ahead and pause the alert box here. Somebody needs to be my alert box reminder. So as soon as the alert box has settled down for a little bit, y'all need to remind me to turn it back on because I don't want to miss any donos or milestone chats or anything like that. So thank you again, Chuck Blake. That's very, very kind of you. I'm going to bump up the sim sounds here a little bit. We have a clearance from already, so we got things to do. We're going to do real time, real procedure here. So we're going to slow down. We're not going to go through the pre-flight, walk around, check the documents and all that stuff. We're just assuming that we're getting into the cockpit right now for the first time, and we're going to go ahead and make sure the gear lever is down, engine mode selectors or engine masters are off, mode selector, normal radars off, all that good stuff. Park brake is set. Then we go up to the overhead. That's off. Looks like we got proper voltage. Let's go ahead and do 1 and 2. And Chaos, if you're wondering, the C-160 stream today that I was going to do prior to this stream, my desk took about 2 hours to put together. Then I was trying to put together other stuff. Then I was trying to get the camera set up. And then I had time for one thing. I could do a C-160 stream, or I could go get a new mouse. I went and got a new mouse over at Walmart, man. So it's not gonna be the permanent new mouse, but it's gonna be a mouse that's not sticking, and it's gonna get us through for the next few days. Lauren has redispatched. Check your route. You're going all the way there on Victor Airway. Yeah, JFK Wavy. That's what I was gonna file, Lauren, after, but it said flight plan locked. So we're gonna have to deal with that. But let's go ahead and get the airplane powered up here. Gosh, I can't speak. I'm like all tongue-tied right now. And we'll do a CVR test. I blame IKEA. It was not an IKEA. I actually got it off Amazon. It's a pretty sturdy corner desk. I'm actually pretty impressed with it so far. All right, strobe does only 2 position, nav position 1, off, auto, arm U. Let's go ahead and brighten up the cockpit already as we get ready to fly off into the sunset. We always seem to do New York arrivals at night. Now we're going to do a New York sunset. Oh, is the flight warning computer not on yet? There we go. There we go. That's pretty cool. All right, 1, 2, and 3. Now it is working. Cool. Flight warning computer wasn't up and running yet. That's what that chime was there. That's why it didn't give us the proper tone until it actually powered up. That's pretty sweet. All right, I'm going to just get all the lights to bright right now. He's going to reroute, just disconnect, refile, then reconnect. I'm just going to call center and see how mad they get, because, I mean, I'm just going to call center. Say, hey, oh, I do have a, oh, I see. So my middle mouse button works now. Okay, so for so long, my middle mouse, I'm not used to having a middle mouse button actually function. I'm going to have to get used to that. But let's go ahead and pop this all the way up. Tower's online. Yeah, tower's online, center's online. Would I call Boston center or tower for this? I guess I'd call tower. Look at the floodlight action here. We're letting the whole airplane boot up. And then we are doing real-time loading and boarding. So we want to get the fuel truck called over to the airplane as well first. So, man, look at these lights. These looking good. Already looking good, and we haven't even got started yet. I'm going to turn up, nope, there we go. 19.1 is tower. Good deal, vodka, thanks. All right, let's come down here. Let's do our initialization. We'll do init request. I don't think that's all we have to do. Boom, JFK to Myrtle Beach. We'll go get some cinnamon rolls. JetBlue 357. We don't have to do this in the NEO, but I'm going to do it right now anyway. We'll go ahead and confirm the alignment. That is set. We need to get our actual route in here, so I'm going to call him up first, 19.1, and then we'll see what he can give us here. I'm fine with the route. Maybe he just, can we just take that route at 30,000 feet instead of refiling the whole shebang? Make sure you set up your EFB before boarding. Look at that, I'm already ahead of you, Chaos. Check this out. Payload, it's already been synced. Everything has already been synced, so this is synced and ready to go. We need 13.6. So while we call clearance, I'm gonna get the fuel truck on the way, because they typically are pretty good about coming to the airplane before boarding starts anyway. So let's get the fueler called up. Where are you? Request to refuel. He's going to head over to us, and we're going to call tower. Will not fuel anything until fuel truck arrives. All right, let's see how mad we can get tower on. 19.1. Kennedy Tower. It's JetBlue 357. It helps if you unmute vPilot from sorry about that, I had the vPilot muted. Kennedy Tower, JetBlue 357. I got a question on our routing.
Go for it.
Yeah, I realized after we'd already filed that we filed Victor 1 at 16,000. Is there anything we could do about that?
Give me a few moments. Let me find out.
All right, I'm good with the route. I just don't know if we can go higher or if we have to change our route.
I've only ever seen people go to Myrtle Beach from here at maybe 18,000, but I'll ask center if he's on the fire. Give me 2 minutes.
All right, thanks. He's only seen people go at 18,000? That can't be right. It's like 500 miles, isn't it? 490 miles. Tower's being strange. Just change the altitude instead of telling people the route is bad and offering a reroute. Trying to load up the sim again, but it crashed your PC twice. Flight dispatch. Ouch. Sorry to hear that, man. We're going to need our Speedbird. While we wait...
Yeah.
Oh. I was going to say, I'll get some ATIS here. Are they trying to murder the environment? Let's see. How's our fueler show up yet? I think they're getting ready. Ionite ground textures are sweet. When you're cruising with the 320 CFM engines, they should be on 83%. You should hear like the sound that you hear on takeoff. No, not necessarily, Mr. Dog. There's a lot of variation in that. Andre, good to see you, man. Just did some Spirit Ops, Hartford, Orlando, now Orlando to New Orleans. Nice. I'm going down, let's see, where am I flying tomorrow? I got a... I'm doing an O'Hare turn tomorrow, and I end up in Tampa tomorrow night. Cool.
714 Kennedy Tower, customer on Clark Basin. And are you fine with 15,000, or I'm trying to coordinate with New York Center for another altitude for another JetBlue. So just let me know what you'd like. If you like 16,000, that's fine.
Well, it depends on what area is that.
Love that.
Alpha Alpha Mike 665.
All right,
You
let's
send
see.
me a flight
JFK
plan.
8
You want
is
me to enter that through the
360
pilot
at
or through my
13,
aircraft?
10 miles.
Your aircraft.
4 right, departing 4
Copy that.
left, pushback, ramp, pilot's discretion. Good deal. Information, whiskey. So,
Yeah, I think with 614, except I have the shirt from Assembly. Should I enter like a seating pilot or aircraft?
If you put the route into SimBrief, just file the flight plan download and put it into your FMC from whatever sim you're using.
where's my fuel truck at?
Alright, got it.
Still waiting on our fuel truck.
Service 857?
Go ahead, JetBlue 357.
Okay, so he said there was no altitude cap to there, but there is reported light chop and showers southwest of the Newark area. So, whatever altitude you'd like is fine. Just let me know.
Yeah, we can just put 340 on request. That'd be great.
Alright, let me ask specifically, but I'll put that in for you, and I'll send you a new PC if it's gets accepted.
All right, thank you. All right, so we're basically going to hold tight on the entire box situation. Nothing in the secondary. RadNav, nothing to put in there right now. Progress page, what I can put in here, though, is KJFK. Perf page, we're going to wait on this until a little bit later. Init B, we'll hold that up and be ready to go. Here comes our new PDC, so let's go ahead. Okay, I need to pull this out here real quick. Let's see. Departure JFK 1623 final 340 approved route JFK 5 Dixie 1 grandstand. Okay, cool. So we're going to be doing the JFK 5. So let's go back here. Fuel truck is in
Any
position.
tower, once you guys start both 614,
I'm going to go ahead and just mute that for a second. All right, so JFK is departing 4 left. So we'll expect 4 left for departure, and we're on the Kennedy 5, and we'll insert that, which is basically just a radar vector departure. So after that, which is a manual leg, we're going to leave that. We don't want to delete that, and I'll show you why here in a minute. Here's our Victor 1 airway at 340. That's fine. Now, there actually is nothing in Myrtle for an arrival. So what we can do is, I'll tell you what, let's be proactive. Let's go ahead and get a weather request for Myrtle, and then we'll load up our, I don't want Kennedy or Charlotte, which is our alternate. I just want Myrtle right now. We'll see what Myrtle's landing, and then I'll put that in the box, and I'll show you some tricks on what we do when we fly into an airport that does not have an arrival. Rare, but does happen. Let's hit the magic barrel ref key 29 or 79. Our constraint mode can come on both sides. Maintain 5,000 is our initial altitude, so we'll set 5,000 in the FCU. Departure frequency and a squawk code of 1623. So we'll put 1623 here, and departure freak is, I just saw it, 2532. So I'll put 2532 here. All right, fuel truck is ready to go. Perfect, because we're just about ready to go as well here as far as in the box. 2532 in the standby. We're on tower 19.1. Our fuel is blue, so that means we can go ahead and execute the fueling. I love this. A little bit of lag there between change and view. Sorry about that. I do love, I gotta say, having the GSX integration work pretty much hands-free with fly-by-wire is really, really neat. Call the fuel truck, it shows up, they load us up. Look, we have 79 gallons. It actually shows you the number. I mean, it's kind of blurred out, but if you zoom in on it, look at that. How cool is that? I noticed that in the stream yesterday. But it's just so nice to just hit the button, they come and do their thing, so all you have to worry about is setting up your airplane just like we do in real life. And realistically, give yourself about 45 minutes showtime depending on the airplane you're in. You can have the airplane programmed, you and the first officer, if you guys are efficient, you can have it programmed ready to go in probably less than 10 minutes, maybe like 5 to 7 minutes. So a majority of the time you are just kind of sitting there hanging out, briefing, looking at other stuff that might be pertinent to the flight, things that we really don't take into account here on the sim, such as looking at NOTAMs, you know, double, triple checking weather, maybe dealing with issues with maybe you need ice or potable water service, or maybe the flight attendants need something. So all those other things will come into play in the real world. In the sim world, though, really not much else to do but kind of hang out. Gives us a good time here to get caught up on the chat, too. When am I going to fly the ATR? I don't know. Maybe next week. We'll see what my schedule does. I have to have a couple more. Like I said, I'm going off to work here for a couple days, so maybe next week. The ATR, I haven't flown it since the update though, so I need to fly it off stream just to kind of see if it's good. I mean, it wasn't bad. I wasn't really blown away, but for $7, it's not bad at all. So I think it was $7 with the discount because we had the premium Microsoft, whatever, the deluxe package or whatever it was. So because of that, it was only $7. I'm not upset about what the ATR is. It just seemed clunky, and there were some things that kind of bothered me with the overhead. And I think kind of browsing through the changelog, someone that posted in the Discord, they posted the changelog, I kind of browsed through it, and it actually looked like they fixed a lot of the little issues that just kind of drove me nuts. So with that said, though, I do love the ATR. I think it's a sweet looking airplane. I see Silver has I like the short one, not the 72, the 42. Man, I love that little 42. It looks sweet. I know Silver's got them too. Read NOTAMs, sure. Aaron, yeah. I once flew with a guy who read the NOTAMs, right? You read the NOTAMs? Yeah. FO always read the NOTAMs. Why is the cockpit door open in boarding? Just because, you want to make sure if the flight attendants need something, kids want to come up, there's no restriction to having the door open during boarding. Got my commercial check right in a few weeks. Kerm, well, good luck to you, man. I'm sure you're going to crush it. All right, let's make sure everything else is... I guess we can pull this out here. Let's see what METAR said.
Wind check.
Calm.
36013 gust 25.
All right, 350 at 5 in Myrtle. So let's go back here. Let's do arrival. 350 at 5. We'll do the ILS 36. No star approach via. There is no via, so we'll just go ahead and put that in there. 36 for Myrtle. That looks good. We're waiting on our final initialization before we do the rest of the stuff. So we're pretty much good to go here. I was messing with these. Look at this. I can't wait to see this when the sun sets a little bit more. Realistically, I'd probably have that light on right now, kind of in full bright mode at the gate. Let's turn the floods all the way up. I don't know. I just think it looks cool when all your floodlights are all the way up when the sun is just starting to get dark, because once it gets dark, you're not going to have any floodlights or dome lights on. But just as we kind of sit here, wait for the fueling to do its thing, looks like they're pretty much done. Dollar bills. Now it's looking for money. He's going to clean it up. Do you ever have to commute to work? Yeah, I commuted, Bren, for almost 5 years, man. Oh, I've lived the commuting lifestyle. It's a different career. There's being an airline pilot, and then there's commuting to your airline job. It's completely different. My biggest pet peeve, a captain that doesn't read NOTAMs. Look, the NOTAMs are uploaded to our iPad, so we can read them whenever we want to. I typically read them once at the gate, and then I read them in flight, and then I read them before landing. I'm always reading NOTAMs, man. Mr. Snowhill, thank you for the continued support, dude. It isn't a Transall, you're right. You're right, it's not the Transall Chaos. One day we'll be in it. All right, so fueler is gone, so I should be good to board now. All right, let's go ahead and make sure our fuel 13.6 is on board and balanced. So with that done, we'll put the fuel tank pumps on, turn the seatbelt sign on, and we will begin the boarding process. They're going to start the boarding. Listen to those fuel pumps. Uh-oh. Why does it show my...
Okay, Tower, give someone for the question. Do we have to push back at our own discretion, or we call you for pushback?
In the ATIS, it says pushback at pilot's discretion, except if you need to push back an Alpha, Romeo, or Sierra.
Roger, Jim.
How's the stream? Because I'm not getting frame drop, but I got a message from YouTube here.
American 2423, welcome to Kennedy. Left turn Fox Alpha, Foxtrot, hold short 4 left.
Fox Alpha, Foxtrot, hold
Interesting,
short
I've
4
never
left,
seen this keyframe frequencies.
American 2443, and we had
stream.
a loss of 5 knots at about 400 feet on final.
Maybe it's just the YouTube
Thank
being
you.
YouTube. No, I guess we don't need to listen to Tower. We'll close Tower. We'll mute it. Chili's graphics, I use pretty much ultra on everything. This stream, I turned down the terrain, what is it, the LOD level of detail or whatever it is, level of object detail. I turned it down because we are in Kennedy. So going into New York, I turned it down a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe YouTube's just being YouTube. You hear about the 321 Neo coming to Microsoft? I have not, T-Sizzle. Who's doing it? Don't tell me it's Latin VFR. This 320 is so new, it's still got the German registration. Do you think JetBlue's going to get 320 Neos? I do. Especially when they merge with Spirit. They're going to have a whole bunch of them. Alright, so they are going to start boarding. Crew has boarded. Passengers are boarding. Excellent. Alright, let's go ahead and make sure everything else is set up then. 29er, 79er, 5,000. We can put our fuel load on there. 13.6. I got to get used to this new mouse. 13.6 block fuel. We'll wait for our zero fuel weight once boarding has completed. Until then, the CPDLC work. I gotta remember how to do this. Notification. CUSA control. Aww. No Hoppy connection? Really? Oh, maybe I never put my Hoppy code in on the fly-by-wire. Anyway, let's go to payload. We can see we are actively boarding. 6 people on board. Excellent. Let's go ahead and brief our charts up while we board the airplane here. Yeah, Chaos, I must not have put the Hoppy in there. I don't think I've ever used... No one... That's right. They don't really use CPDLC in the U.S. in VATSIM, right? I use it in real life every now and then for clearances and stuff, but it's kind of sporadic. My kids give me a hard time when I sim. Wait, so you fly planes for a living, but you come home and fly the plane on a computer? Alan, my wife, told me the same thing, man. It's a totally different satisfaction, you know, flying computer sim versus real world flying, you know. But they're comparable, but they're not the same. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel, when I'm flying Microsoft, I don't feel like I'm at work. When I'm at work, I definitely don't feel like I'm flying Microsoft, except sometimes I do wish I could hit the magic barrel ref key. All right, departures, let's look at our SID. We're going to expect 4 left for departure, so if I said SID, but we'll do the departure brief. Probably back off the gate here. We'll go nose left. Probably some rendition of Delta, Alpha, Foxtrot, Bravo, something like that, all the way down. So we're either going to be on Alpha or Bravo all the way down, unless they give us the inner, which is, what is this, Bravo, Bravo? They're not going to do that, though. So they're going to probably Delta, Alpha, Alpha. And then some rendition of cross something over here, over here. We won't pull an American and cross the active taxiway on Juliet. We don't want to do that. So we're going to make this a hotspot. Can I draw on this thing? I forget. I don't think there's draw mode on this one. All right. I'll circle that and make it a hotspot for American. All right, look at our Kennedy 5 departure. Radar vector departure. So off of 4 left, they're going to give us a heading. Climb right turn, heading 099. That's all we got to do. And as far as our flight plan, I don't see anything special in the clearance, right? Plan 4 left for departure. Contact tower for taxi. Cool. Now we're good. So very simple departure procedure. Initial climb, 4 left, climbing right turn, heading 099. All right, that's an easy taxi and departure brief. We'll go ahead and just keep our taxi chart up. We'll put, I'm actually going to go here, settings, Atsu, Hoppy. Oh, it is in there. Oh, Hoppy enabled. Hopefully that doesn't mess with anything. Now I'd be curious if Hoppy's enabled. No active ATC. All right. At least we have it enabled on our side. We'll keep the init B page up. We'll take a look at the temperature, which is 20, but It's going to get warm. Let's just go ahead and get the APU fired up. It's going to get warmer as soon as more bodies get on the airplane. Go ahead, hit the start key, take a listen outside. Do you know you can show FO or pilot avatar in the fly-by-wire in the realism setting? Really? Interesting. How is a fly-by-wire compared to the Phoenix? I've noticed my landings are much better in the fly-by-wire than the Phoenix. Which one is more realistic? I haven't flown the Phoenix in a long time, so I actually don't know. The fly-by-wire does land easier, in my opinion. It's easier to get a smoother landing, but that's also kind of realistic if you think about it because of the sharklets. And in my experience, the 320 with sharklets versus the 320s with the classic, the wingtip fences. The wingtip fences don't float, but they just kind of, once they get slow, they just stop flying. The sharklets, they tend to be a little bit more forgiving. So the fact that there is a difference doesn't bother me. And I do find the fly-by-wire one, it does kind of give you it's a little bit more forgiving to land than the Phoenix. Sim is working, good deal. I don't think KUSA works on that sim. I think each facility has their own logo. Flight of Chicago, sometime Cat 5 uses that there. Oh, okay, Lauren. Thank you for that. I might have to try it. Should have gone westbound to Chicago this time, huh? Uh-oh. We have a speed bed. A speed bed. Speed beds are in chat and next to us. Where's the cargo door loading? I like this view. Except this guy is going in and out of the situation there. We'll go back to outside view. Fireflyer, glad to see you, man. Hey, glad to be here. Glad to be back. Welcome to the stream, man. Welcome on board. Alright, that is good. Guru KN, good to see you, man. What happens if you expect to take off on runway 26, but then you need to take off on 03? Do you have a SID in the flight plan? Mr. Dog, that's just known as the runway change. Happens all the time. That's why there's two of us up there. Captain will taxi, first officer will redo the box, redo the performance numbers, rebrief it. Not a big deal whatsoever. It is a threat, though. Once you start being heads down and doing things in the box, you are opening the threat window for errors to happen. So you got to take your time, but runway changes happen all the time. Ooh, yeah, I fixed the overlay just for you, man. Thanks for saying something. I guess I accidentally shifted it when I was messing around. If TOLUS was in Microsoft, would it be superior? Ooh, Alex, that would be tough. I'd have to see. That's a hypothetical. I'd have to actually fly it. But if TOLUS was in Microsoft, you would definitely have, you would have some serious Airbus competition. It'd be really good because it would be driving all the Airbus developers to just up one another. The Airbus will yell at you, though, regarding V-speeds and other data if you runway change. Yes, but you got to make sure you put that's why you get the new perf data. New perf data and new flight plan. Real talk, Speedbird is such a cool call sign. Almost as cool as Clipper. Almost, Steven. Almost. What is that JetBlue? It looks like that other JetBlue's getting ready to taxi out of here. Tired of listening to him. Get into the terminal there. Oh man, it's going to be nice. The sun is going to be setting just perfectly. Will Spirit seniority drop when JetBlue merger completes? Kevin, that is a loaded question. Who knows? It'll all be up to arbitration and how they manage to merge the lists. But no merger is complete until everybody is equally pissed off. You can guarantee that. Everyone gets a 320. You get a 320. You get a 320. How's the FPS this far? Arlen, hasn't been too bad. I know JFK is definitely heavier. We'll know more once we get airborne and take off. the note I had on YouTube from my encoder went away, so I don't know if it was just a fluke or something. Something about keyframe interval. I've never seen that one before. I'm showing up as a 321 Neo. Hey, even better, man. Merlin, welcome to the stream, dude. Yes, you made it before takeoff. We're just about done loading bags as well, so you're just in time. 113 of 141. Our APU has been running long enough. Let's go ahead and get the bleed on. Once you get that APU fired up, you want to give it about 3 minutes. So Airbus recommends. That way you blow out any fumes. I should say any fumes. Oh, look at that cargo door wobble. First to unlock and then to close it. You can hear the pack spooling up too in the background. Gosh, I love how immersive the sound set is. But yeah, so the APU, you wait 3 minutes after you start it up. That way any oil or anything that could have unburnt fuel, anything that could leak into the APU area, either on the last shutdown or whatever, last flight, you blow that out of the tail cone before you turn the packs on. That's why it's recommended to wait 3 minutes. And what can happen is sometimes you'll have dirty airplane syndrome. So you'll have either hydraulic stuff that may be leaking or normal acceptable levels of leakage from either the hydraulics or oil or something, grease that gets kicked up onto the belly of the airplane, and then over time, if the airplanes don't get washed, this begins to streak along the belly here, and it goes right up into the inlet. So if you have a really dirty underside on the airplane, you're probably going to have a pretty smelly APU. So that's, you can actually write up an airplane for plane wash, like plane wash required, or fuselage is dirty. And then maintenance will have to come out and actually wipe it, because it is a credible problem to have grime leaking into the inlet here of the APU. 129 of 141. We're almost there. Rory, good afternoon. Welcome. Any good performance takeoff tool for the fly-by-wire? If you just put in your weights and you just click the V-speeds, they seem to work just fine. All right, I'm going to turn on the dome light as well here. Ooh, we have a dim. Dome light dim. Dome light bright. Nice. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Yeah, we're keeping the cabin nice and cool. I'm actually going to turn it down a little bit more. We'll do this. Bring the cockpit down. Real life. Most of the time. Oh, there's that middle mouse. I'm not used to middle mouse. I might have to disable it. Most of the time we'll do that. Not like that. That looks good. Overhead is set. We're ready to go. One more person. There we go. Are you guys ready? I'm ready to get out of here. You guys smash down that like button if you haven't already. It really helps the channel, helps the algorithm, and I appreciate you. Migs. Good to see you, man. Boy, am I happy to join in on one of these streams again. It's been a while, Migs. Welcome on board. Always a pleasure. Glad to have you, my friend. All right, boarding is complete. So at that point, we'll go ahead and do this. 125.9 and 32.4. Let's take a look at our, make sure it is correct. Yep, 125, and we got everybody on board, cargo and fuel. So that is all done. Awesome. So with that, we'll come down here. We got 32 minutes extra gas with a final of 1.8. I'll tell you what, let's make it 2.0. Actually, let's make, can I change these numbers? Will it let me? No. All right. Oh, it does. All right, 2.5, 4.9 min destination fuel, 21 minutes extra gas. Don't really need it. It's a good time. We also have that route reserve in there, 5%. So that's, depending on where you're flying and your operator, you may or may not ever mess with route reserve fuel. There's other ways of calculating it. FAA has other stipulations on it, but we'll just leave that. We got plenty of gas. All right, that is done. Perf speeds, I guess we can do this. We'll do a flaps 1, and I can hit V1, 130. There we go. Here's your perf data tool. 131, 135, transition altitude is 18. Now look at this. Thrust reduction acceleration, we got to change that. We're going to do 1500 on both. I don't think there's a, because this is what happened to us yesterday. 1500, engine out is 1510. Probably should have been 2500, but that's fine. All right, no flex flaps 1. That looks good. Let's get out of here. Boarding completed. Prepare for pushback and departure. I'm gonna go ahead and dim us down. Love it. I wish I could get rid of the Ferrari tug with the Phoenix. So annoying. Oh, I hear you, man. Ooh, this guy sounds hardcore. Guess what I have for you guys today, too. Hopefully this doesn't mess with the internet. Let's see what happens here. Oh. I know I gotta mess with the background. I gotta do the background, get the background set up. And I messed up my LEDs over on this side, so it's not blue. Yeah, we won't forget the lights either. Look at that view, though, man. Look at this. This is sweet. I can hear the tug rumbling down there. All right, here we go. Beacon on.
Flight attendants, arm doors, and cross-check.
They're going to do their thing. I want to go, what I say, nose left, tail right.
Locking gear.
All right, he's going to lock the gear. They're going to close up. We're going to do this. 4-star checklist. Windows, doors, and slides. Close and arm. Beacon is on. Thrust levers idle. Parking brake is on. Transponder is in auto. The 4-start checklist is complete. Yeah, I think that's that JFK when we move camera views.
Release parking brakes, please.
Cockpit around, brakes release, clear to push.
Push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Well, we got a Ferrari tug today. You know, I actually saw my first Ferrari tug in Tampa last week on a 320. It grossed me out. It was red, too. It's a legit Ferrari tug. I don't know what's going on. They must be more efficient or better because Europe's had them forever, and Europe is typically ahead of the game when it comes to aviation. So if we're just now getting them, they're probably going to replace all the other tugs. Tom H., good to see you, man. Welcome. That beige wall is pretty sweet to look at. Nice. Yeah, I got to put little curtains up or something here.
Bands around your head and tighten the straps on both sides. Even though the bags are not inflated, oxygen will be flowing. Be sure to put your mask on first before helping others, and we'll let you know when it's no longer needed. We'll be passing through the cabin to make sure we are ready for departure. You can help us by making sure your seatbelt is tight. Your seat back is upright, your table is
Brakes are set, clear, disconnect.
If you have any questions about the safety features of this aircraft, please don't hesitate to ask. Looking to use electronic cigarettes is never allowed on any flight. Tampering with disabling or destroying smoking.
No, I got VATSA muted still right now until we need to call up.
For your convenience, this aircraft has 3 restrooms, one in the front of the cabin and 2 in the back.
Right on the line. We're nose to nose. That might be problematic. We are nose to nose, man. All right, let's go ahead and start engine 1, shall we? Engine mode, selector to ignition start. We do have bleed pressure. I'm going to be quiet. Full simulation engine start.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Car speaker, Brad. Oh yeah, hearing this in the car speaker is nice. We're gonna do a two-engine taxi. They showed me the pin somewhere up here. Tug, tow, and a wave. Verify we have a good start on number 1. Amber boxes disappear. And there's our bus transfer. Let's go ahead and turn to max simulation. Here you go. The silverware was on my plate was vibrating. Nice, Fubar. Man, if you guys haven't already hit that like button, just hit it for the sound set for engine start on this puppy. Absolutely awesome. Takes my mind off the tinnitus. Oh, Gina, I love it, man. All right, that's going there. That's going there. Flaps 1. We have an avail light up top. We'll go APU bleed. That's coming off. Dome light is off. And are we on an auto? I can't tell. Yeah, we're on an auto. Let's do an after start check. This anti-ice off, the electric pumps off, rudder trim is 0. After start check's complete. We'll do a quick flight control check here. Full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudder. Oh boy. Full left, full right-ish. That's about as far as I can go with my rudders on my chair right now. Neutral. All right, everything else looks good. 30-31, flaps 1. We are set. We are ready to go. All right, now let's go ahead and turn down some of the internal lighting here. We'll get... I might have to get rid of the mouse wheel button as a button. I'm so not used to having it as a button. Now that I have it as a button, it's kind of messing with me. All right, I'm going to turn down these screens a little bit. We'll get in, set the mood here. All right, that looks good. Let's unmute VATSIM tower. Don't have anybody on ground. Double check the ATIS code is information whiskey. Still it is. Let's pull up our charts and zoom in this page because everybody loves taxiing at Kennedy.
JFK tower, radio check.
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear.
Kennedy Tower, good afternoon. JetBlue 357, Terminal 5, information whiskey, taxi.
JetBlue 357, running 4 left, taxi via right turn Alpha, Kilo, cross 73 and left.
All right, 4 left, taxi via Alpha, Kilo, cleared across 31 left for JetBlue 357. Cleared across. I hope Lauren's not in chat because she hates it when I say that. All right, 4 left, Alpha, Kilo. So we talked about this. So we're basically going to just go Alpha, and then we're going to hit Kilo, and we're going to cross 3-1 left. So a left and a right turn, and that should be it. Lauren's in sorry. Taxi light is on, brakes released. Let's get out of here.
Good afternoon,
Speedbird?
Whiskey at Terminal 5.
Oh, look at that.
Speedbird 7, thanks for whiskey, runway 4 left, taxi via right turn Alpha, Kilo, cross runway 3 and left.
Look at that
Taxi
sunset.
Alpha, Kilo, cross 3-1 left. Thanks so much. Speedbird 7.
Speedbird?
No, it's Speedbird 7,
Just follow
hold short
JetBlue.
Delta Alpha, after that JetBlue A320 Neo, follow in.
There you go. Okay, I gotta not fall off the rudder pedal.
Well, hold short Delta Alpha for the JetBlue Speedbird 7.
Alright, so Delta Alpha. You know, I do like... Okay, so I gotta get used to this. You guys always said if you use middle mouse to view, your controls don't get locked, right? So I'm middle mousing right now to look around, and I'm seeing, and my controls are not locking up. Very interesting. Okay, I'm just gonna have to get used to that.
The Canada estimation X-ray is now current to Canada altimeter 2982, wind 330 at 14, gust 20.
I need like a second monitor or a third monitor so I can just watch the wing view while I'm live. Is that a thing? Man, I bet that would really smoke the GPU. Could I have one monitor with wing view and one monitor in the cockpit? I guess
They
that
never called for
messed with a lot of
taxi, but
things.
it's fine. You're only following that JetBlue. You can just follow them to 4 left, cross 23 and left.
I did go for taxi first.
Apologies then. Okay, that's on me.
Delta Alpha turns into Kilo.
226, information whiskey, requesting IFR.
Air China 981, Kennedy ground. Anybody
American
ever seen that
1326
video?
to the PDT like half a second before you called.
Air China 981,
Oh, I
Kennedy
see it.
ground.
Thank you so much.
It's classic.
Tower Speedbird 7, just confirm with the hold at Delta Alpha or after the JetBlue?
Speed
those
bit.
JetBlue pass. You can just taxi to 4 left via Alpha.
All right, we'll go
Kilo
auto
cross
brakes
runway
max.
But we'll continue taxi by Alpha.
Takeoff
Kilo cross
config
runway,
check.
31 left. Thanks very much. Kilo 7.
Just our
Delta 864, 6, my bad, Delta 614 is back, with engine filed.
Runway 4 left with information whiskey.
American 5661, runway 4 left, that should be a right Alpha Kilo.
That controller got so mad, yeah.
Way to that company.
That was a
A320.
classic one.
Alpha Kilo cross runway 31 left. The company A320. American Airlines 5661.
Man, we are just
Cactus 666,
pretty light. Ooh, the
contact
cactus
near
on freak. Nice.
Alright, over to center 25325, Cactus.
There, Team Vodka. Good to see you, man.
Delta 614,
Look at that.
IFR to Las Vegas National Airport West Whiskey.
That's a pretty sweet shot right there in the tower.
There you go.
Thank you.
Any builds, at it again, man. Any builds. That controller always seems to be bad. Now, that's just New Yorkers, Jeremy. New Yorkers, they're just in a constant state of anger. Sam F., good to see you, man.
Delta 614, requesting pushback.
At some point, we need to see Kilo here. You're direct wavy already? Nice, man. All right, Kilo straight ahead. I see the sign.
Hold short Alpha.
Okay, we're on Alpha. You want us to hold position here?
Yeah, follow that American A320. Behind him, you can follow him on Kilo.
Okay, give way to American, and we'll follow him. Hopefully he doesn't cross the wrong runway from JetBlue 357.
Not gonna make that prediction.
I guess you only make it once.
Twice?
All right, so we'll
What
follow
happened the
him.
first time?
We'll follow this guy here.
He has no comment.
First time the real did have to call there. Had to call phone.
Delta 614, requesting pushback for, expecting 4 left, I believe.
No, 614 needed information X-ray.
Information X-ray, can you repeat the first bit?
Looks like we just missed the
recat.
sunset. All right, we're clear to
American
cross.
2643 may indulge you in a 4 left at Kilo 2 intersection departure today.
We can do Kilo 2 for American.
Thanks, hold short 4 left at Kilo 2.
I'll show for that Kilo.
Clear right, clear to cross.
Tower 614, so I didn't hear you. Where we please support?
And it is information X-ray says pushback to pilot's discretion.
I'm like hybrid taxiing with my toe brakes.
Pushback at discretion 614.
You know what's pretty neat though?
Radio check?
Check this out.
Loud
So
and clear.
if I'm over here, now I'm going to press the rudder pedal. Listen to the hydraulics. Hear that? How they go under load?
No, you were meant to
That's
go
pretty
Kilo
neat.
1.
That is pretty neat.
American 2643, my interest in Kilo 3 now.
JFK ground giving somewhat unclear taxi instructions. 100% realism. Absolutely. We're going for it all.
American 2643, wind 330,
All right, forward calls.
0, runway 4 left at Kilo 3, clear for takeoff.
We're ready to go. Time before takeoff checklist or lineup checklist. Taxi checklist, all of the above.
4 left at Kilo 2, left away please.
4 left, Kilo 2. We're going full length.
And it's JetBlue 357, you can roll all the way down.
Roger, roll all the way down.
Okay, that was like 3 at 1, JetBlue 357, you can roll all the way down.
We'll roll all the way down, JetBlue 357.
American 4577, runway 4 left, taxi via right
at this.
Alpha Kilo cross runway.
This is
31
hardcore.
left.
He's got this guy lining up here. This guy's in position. Are they allowed to do that? I think so.
Chinese Tower, Delta 614. I may or may not be requesting, information on how to put back
I just feel like that is a recipe
Alpha Kilo cross runway
for disaster. Oh no, oh no, my chair's rolling. Get back on it. The hydraulic system is a thing of beauty. The man responsible is a wizard.
Delta
Nice.
614, there are YouTube videos on that. You can watch one of them.
Yeah, I know they do it at Heathrow. I know they do it in
Yeah,
South
I
America
apologize.
too. I actually saw it in Cancun. I did it in Cancun not too long ago. But I know I think it's a controller limitation, right? Like you have to have enough clearance for it. All right, we'll go full length. Look at that Astro jet though. That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. All right, this is the ILS critical area. We're clear to cross that. Don't go in the grass again. No, we're actually doing realism tonight. Subline. All right. We're gonna hold, turn around here, and stop. I'm actually liking this mouse wheel view. I'm getting used to it. I'm getting used to this mouse wheel. Click and hold. We'll kind of cockeye stop it here, right, so we can see that. Brakes are set. Light is off. We never turn the wing light off or the strobes off. That's, yeah, they're in auto. All right, cool. Sit here and watch this departure. Let me see if I can fix this chair. Nope. Okay. Good enough.
An American. American 651 running for left to takeoff.
651. He's out of here. I'm sure this has been asked in the past, but the flight dynamics model of Airbus and flight sim versus X-plane, would you say there's the same and accurate? In normal conditions, yes.
1326.
Mike P, my
man,
man, good to see you, dude. Thank you for the $10 super chat. I hope you're well. I was doing this livery for you, man. Can't stay, but welcome back from the ghettos of LA. Mike P, thanks for the super chat, man. I appreciate you. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're not working too hard. Thanks for the $10 super chat. Very kind of you.
I'll put it in chat for you. JetBlue 357, runway 4 left, line up away.
4 left, line up and wait. JetBlue 357.
American 45.
All right, line up and wait. That's going on. That's going on. That's going on. Can these go to the? Yep, they'll go to the extract, not the retract, but they won't be turned on. So clear right, clear left. Line up and wait. Let's go.
Can you meet back again, please?
Can I interest you in a 4 left at Kilo 3 departure?
Look at the reflection of the strobe light on the ground. Gosh, that's so nice. Mike P also gifting 10 subs for the takeoff. One of us, 10 more, one of us is in chat. Hey, Mike P, massive $10
there you go, American
or 10 sub, gifted sub. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate the generosity.
American
Very, very kind. Thank you,
right,
sir.
Right turn heading 100 and contact New York Center.
100, contacting New York.
Very, very kind. Thank you, sir. Appreciate the support, Mike.
614 is ready for test.
I typically don't do this, but since we're in the sim, I'm going to set the brake.
For last taxi, right turn Alpha Kilo, cross runway 31 left.
I was going to wind the time back just a little bit, but I think we're just going to roll with
Right
it.
turn Alpha Kilo.
I wanted to take off right when the sun was setting, but I can actually see a Freedom Tower Memorial over there right now. I'm going to pause the alert box for right now. Mike P, you are the man, dude. Appreciate you so much. Look at the lighting. Look at the external lighting on that fire department. I love the logo lights. Reflects off the wings. I wish I had my lights bound. This is why we need an overhead, so I could just flick my lights on and watch them illuminate from right here. How cool would that be? What?
Yeah, at Kilo 3, clear to takeoff. American Airlines 4577.
So he's getting to go before us? Wow, this controller doesn't like me. We're hitting all the
Technology,
stops.
I'm going to be set point for 2 minutes, so...
What?
In that 2-minute period, you can either chat or just keep it seriously quiet. I'm not going to be here.
What? We gotta sit here for 2 minutes?
Kennedy traffic, Delta 614.
Definitely set the break. What's our min
taxi
takeoff?
via Alpha
12.8 or
44 left.
13.2? Jeez. How is our fuel looking? Balanced. We only got 400 pounds to mess with here. Good thing we're in a Neo.
That is not what I meant. That this is not a Unicom frequency.
Oh, my bad.
Dude, this guy's got a good take a dump, so he's gonna leave him here sitting here on the runway after he sends American take off. Unacceptable. Controller's hating on JetBlue tonight, that's for sure. Maybe it's because we filed incorrectly. If you need to use the dome light and cruise when it's too dark, the dim is properly dim as it should be. I overhauled that one as well. The bright setting is super bright though. A final light, I was messing with it at the gate. It is awesome. Look, we'll mess with it too. We'll go here. Look, dim. Oh, beautiful. We will do that. We're gonna go full night mode for realism here. When's the last time we've done an actual night takeoff? So we're gonna just I'm not gonna back the sim up. Maybe after takeoff we'll back it up a little bit and watch the sunset, but I don't know. We'll put a vote in chat. But right now,
Anyone know when the FlyByWire is come out?
we haven't. I don't remember the last time we've done a nighttime departure, so we'll just roll with it right now. Kevin, you asked that's going to be on your flight plan.
4577 right turn heading 100, contact New York Center. JetBlue 357, right 4 left, clear for takeoff.
4 left, clear for takeoff, JetBlue 357. All right, here we go. Light them up. Since he made me wait, I'm going to take my time and enjoy the lights. Oh, yeah.
That will work.
Absolutely beautiful. All right, let's get those yogas in chat. Brakes released. Nose forward on the stick. Yogas in chat. Spool them up 50. Here we go.
Perfect. Bring it all the way down. JetBlue 714, runway 4 left, full length left wait.
Yoga. Here we go. Nighttime departure. Let's do it. Oh boy. Man Toga SRS runway auto thrust blue. Thrust set. 100 knots. Check. Ooh, this is gusty. V1. Rotate. Watch that wing drop. Ooh, positive rate. Gear up. Navin. Fly with. Watch your ears. Oh man. In the turn.
Circuits at JFK.
Number 52 Fox, enable up this time.
Gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah, unable to see pattern work at this time.
There's our positive trend. We'll come on back.
Sure, we're
Thrust, climb, climb. Nav. Auto thrust.
Number 52 Fox, base lead at the near class tower.
2 for 5,000. There's S speed. Flap 0 after takeoff checklist.
Maintain VFR at or below 2,000 will further advise departure on that European Fox 066.
Fly 090, maintain VFR below 2,000, Fox 2 Foxtrot.
This is
Airport 237, contact New York Center, good day.
over to center. Good day, JetBlue 257.
Okay.
Oh look, I have my little console light on. Departure good evening, JetBlue 357, 3,500.
JetBlue 357 here, departure radar contact. Turn right heading 220.
Right turn heading 220, JetBlue 357. I typically don't, this is where I need mini FCU. Right turn heading 220.
Regard 5768,
Speed alt
Rochester
star,
Airport is
1,000
under
level
center,
off.
mounted Unicom 122.8.
We'll just do this, because I want to look. We gotta look at, we gotta watch
Delta India Whiskey, radar contact 100 miles northwest.
We can't do a night departure and not be looking out the windows.
Stay altitude.
Delta India Whiskey, we are currently descending through 7,600.
Let's make sure it did level. Speed out 5,000. We're in the right turn, heading 220.
Runway 6.
Left base runway 6 and the altitude corrections taken. The altitude
we got so far away that we're not really rendering the buildings.
Technology altimeter 29990.
That's all right. We'll look down here and watch all the pretty lights.
JetBlue
357, climb maintain 11,000.
Climb and maintain 11,000, JetBlue 357. Alright, I'm going to need mini FCU. 11 is blue. Thrust climb, open climb. Spool up.
Go to your flight 3169, radar contact, direct Tato, climb maintain 12,000.
There it is.
Go to your flight 534, descend to maintain 4,000, and reduce speed to 180.
4,000 speed 180, frontier flight 534.
American 5661, climb maintain level 220, that will be your climb.
Turn the sim down a little bit. Aaron, it is a piloting thing. So it could be an operator specific thing, it could be a technique, but it is a pilotage technique. So if I'm in the climb and I'm low level in a high angle of attack, and maybe I have a decreasing trend in airspeed, why on earth would I want to reduce my power setting? So now it's not meant to, you know, just keep it in your MCT or in your Toga.
357,
Direct Dixie, JetBlue 357. It's not meant to exceed any limitation, but it's just a piloting thing. Why, if I'm, like I said, if I'm high AOA, low level, and I have a decreasing trend, why would I pull the power back?
Delta India Whiskey, reporting 3 mile left base for runway 6.
It's a piloting technique.
Airport.
Delta Whiskey, report.
What build? James, thank you for the $10 super chat. James, I am using the latest experimental. I thought that was like the one that got updated the most, but I know Chaos said there was an update to the developmental right before the stream went live, so I will be in the developmental version next time. But yeah, we're in the latest. I updated it, made sure it was up to date. All right, we're at a 10,000. Let's go ahead and get our lights off.
2,100 left 360.
Oh, don't light dim. Oh, look at that.
5,000 for 5,000.
I mean, that looks pretty sweet right there, y'all.
American 1326, New York Center, good afternoon. You radar contact. I maintain 7,000.
I guess I'm not on the latest anymore. You're right, Chaos. You're right.
American 1326. American 4577, when able, proceed direct Romeo Bravo Victor, climb and maintain 1,000.
Thanks again, James, for the $10 super chat. Appreciate you, man. Experimental is going to get retired soon. Good, Chaos, because it's very confusing for me. I keep forgetting which one I'm supposed to run.
Climb and maintain 17,000.
Climb and maintain 17,000, JetBlue 357. All right, 17 is blue. Thrust climb, open climb, up to 17. Do we get a spool up? Do we get a spool up?
Southwest 1200 is ready, LaGuardia.
Go to your flight 3169, climb maintain code 380. That was 1200, LaGuardia, wind 320 at 16, gust 23, my 46, takeoff.
Here it comes, here it comes. Hear it spooling up. Gosh, the Neos are so smooth. So, I gotta say, the Neos are very, very smooth in both their thrust changes, and they have soft ride. I guess it's a logic thing. I guess you could have soft ride function on classics too. But the Neos are just so smooth all the way around. They're smooth, they're quiet. 319s in particular, the old ones, especially if you have a really old one like CRTs, or the logic and the way that the computers react is so much more, what's the word, aggressive. So, I mean, you'll have the whoa, and then like it comes back to idle right before it needs to go full power, and then it goes all the way up to climb power. And then, or you'll be sitting at 14,000, going to get ready to climb to 17, and it just goes right up to full power. Like, it doesn't take into account smoothness and the energy of the airplane as much as the new builds do, and it's pretty neat that in this fly-by-wire you can actually, it feels realistic to me with how smooth everything is.
Maintain 1,000, American 226, JetBlue 357, climb maintain level 240.
Climb maintain 240, JetBlue 357.
American 5661, you should be joining.
Alright, 240 is blue. Thrust climb, open climb. Should we wind it back to sunset?
661, are you correcting the join Quebec 430?
Or do we let it roll into the darkness? Does anyone know if Phoenix abandoned? No, they did not abandon the project, man. They did not abandon. The latest I heard, and I don't know if there's been most other like public posts, but the last internal communication I had with Phoenix was that they're still working behind the scenes, and the biggest hang-up was, I guess, for one of their modelers was actually in Ukraine, so that's where where he or she did their work, and obviously in the current state of affairs, that would be a very acceptable reason for a delay. So, it is what it is.
Adam 260, flying.
Let it roll. Let it roll. All right, let's let it roll, man.
Southwest 1200 near departure radar contact.
Did he answer what question? What I missed, Brad?
Leaving 3000 for 15.
You live right around that bay, Robinson? Nice. Hold on. What is my wife?
JetBlue 714, climb maintain 1000.
JetBlue 714, climb maintain 1000.
American 4577, are you able to control the aircraft, sir?
Yeah, I am able now.
Okay, I need you to start your climb for traffic. And
did I miss a message from my wife? She actually texted me a picture of the chat.
Right, your flight 524, wind 360 at 17, gust 25, 127 right clear.
When was that?
Wait, 27 right clear to land for first flight 534.
Southwest 173 across Jabo at 15,000, total LP altimeter 2986.
Sorry, my wife texted me, said I missed a message of her. Oh well. Sorry, babe. I was reading the other day about how Boeing patched out certain handling characteristics of the Super Hornet. Crazy how fly-by-wire allows for that kind of thing with software. Oh yeah.
New York 10, good afternoon. Beaver 7 with you passing 3,300.
All right, we're going to bring the sim down about 10 degrees, 10 notches. Bring V-pilot down a few notches. We'll settle in here. Oh, there she is. Your wife is just excited for you. Thanks, babe. Yeah, so far so good. So I guess I'm not coming home anytime soon. But that view though, right there. Sweet. Tell Miss V1 she needs to super chat if she wants your attention. Mike P, hey man, it's linked up, brother. We can't be doing that. Actually, how does that work? Is that fraud?
1326, proceed direct Robbinsville, Romeo Bravo Victor, climb maintain 3000.
Sleeping at the office tonight, yeah.
JetBlue 714, proceed direct Dixie, Delta India, X-ray India Echo.
Direct Dixie, JetBlue 714.
Beaver 7, turn right heading.
I sleep on the couch 97% of the time because I fall asleep watching Mentor Pilot or air crash investigations.
357, redirect Charlie Romeo Echo, climb maintain on the 340.
Direct Charlie Romeo Echo, climb to 340, JetBlue 357. All the way down, CRE, which is at the very end. CRE, insert, and climb to 340, he says. So 340 is blue. Thrust climb, open climb. We're well past STDs, so STDs for you, me, and my wife.
1326, proceed direct Robbinsville, climb maintain 17,000.
He's not supposed to do that, but he's got to do it to avoid the low airway. Nice, Laura. Hey, it worked out. We're survived. I feel like as aviators, it's only right we all love being, or all love binging air disasters. Exactly, Dub. Exactly. Captain announcement. Yeah, I think I must have had 240. Oh yeah, it was. So what's really cool about the announcement, whether it be a fake pilot announcement or not, the cruise altitude, it will actually level at the appropriate cruise altitude. So I had a lower cruise altitude there. I think originally we had 16 because that's what we imported. And then I set 240 in the FCU, and Airbus, being smart, automatically updates your cruise altitude to 24. We leveled, triggered the announcement, and now we're actually climbing to 340. So that's my fault, not the airplane's fault or the sim fault. But man, look at this cockpit with the dome light and dim.
Kilo 4, Kilo 3, July to the ramp.
That's beautiful.
534.
Let's do a little bit of
JetBlue 714, climb maintain 14,000.
Look at that shot, y'all.
I maintain 1,000, JetBlue 714.
Little dunk in there.
Climb maintain 11,000.
Climb maintain 11,000.
New York Center will give directs to California if no one else is online. Jump seated on an Airbus, and I swear it was from his voice, but I wasn't about to ask him. Looks silly. Rad 1X. I don't remember the last time I had any jump seaters, so probably wasn't me, my friend.
JetBlue 357, Washington Center closed. Change to your advisory career.
Over to advisory. Have a good one, JetBlue 357. Thanks for the ATC.
Today, Southwest 1200, climb maintain 17,000.
Let's see if I can see it from here. 122.8. Oh, I went the wrong way. All right. Whew. I love ATC, but sometimes when you're streaming, it's just so much chatting in the background. I'm trying to think, Brad. I don't think I had a jump seater anytime recently. I really don't. Jeremy, want to put my wife on the sim. She attempted to fly the airplane way back when the channel first started. I threw her on the sim, and she did okay. Landing, not so much, obviously. But yeah, she can fly around, level flight, climb, turns. We got to landing, and it just all went out the window. So the thought of making a video, I need to do some training first. Can't have that representation. Tess, what's up, man? Good to see you. So glad I could catch a stream again. No more skipping math tonight. Nice, man. Welcome. The bright setting will hurt your eyes at night. Let's try it. What the heck? Ooh. Yeah, right. I do like the dim. But the bright setting will actually hurt your eyes in the real airplane. I used to fly with a captain who turned the dome light on and cruise at night. It drove me nuts. I don't know what his logic was, if he didn't want to fall asleep or didn't want to get tired or whatnot. So that was his, I guess that was his logic, putting the dome light on. Which McDo is closer, FlyByWire or Phoenix? They're actually different software. One's Honeywell and one's Thales. Right? Or Colin. No, it's Thales, yeah. The one in the FlyByWire is... they're actually, honestly, they're very similar. The one in the FlyByWire is more... is exactly the ones that we have in our Neos, so... we kind of have a mixed fleet. And I think most operators, maybe not most. I'm sure the ones that get subsidized by the government have all uniform software and equipment. Brighten up the NDs over here. Phoenix is Thales, yeah. Yeah, so Thales is what I'm most familiar with, and then Honeywell is what Phoenix has. They all turn the dome lights on the EasyJet Cockpit series? Really? Why is that? That's weird to me. There's currently a request to get the FlyByWire Honeywell upgraded to the newest H4. Ooh. Oh, wow, it's getting dark. Can't even see our airplane here. I guess we have to go back to... I guess we're going to have to do full realism tonight. As soon as we hit 34,000 feet, we'll get that seatbelt sign off, and then we'll check out a couple things here. Do you fly for a bigger corporate airline, or you're not allowed to specify? I don't really talk about it, Test. I'm an Airbus pilot for Southwest. It's the go-to. I like the way the Phoenix gives you the temporary waypoints when you do a direct or delete a disco, kind of like how the 7.3. Yes, Overlord. And I believe... I think if Thales does as well. I don't know if it's simulated or not, but it should give you, when you put in a direct to, I'll check. Well, we already just went direct to CRE, so we don't have a spot. But yeah, I think it should show you that dashed yellow line. Might be a SIM limitation. Honeywell doesn't do that? Interesting. Less. Southwest A330s, yes, indeed. C'est Français? How come they never cover runway trim and training on the Airbus? They just assume the FlyByWire won't have an issue. runaway trim it's basically called something else. So we train for basically an automation runaway. So if something happens, whether you have a speed protection fault or an AOA sensor fault or any type of fault where the airplane is trying to kill you, first thing you do is you come up over here and you shut off your ADRs, because you're going to drive the airplane into alternate law. You're going to go up there and you're going to shut off 2 of them. And then you're going to shut off 2 ADRs, going to drive it into alternate law, and that should break anything that the airplane is trying to do, whether it's trying to protect you from, let's say it's trying to protect you from a overspeed protection, so it keeps rate lifting the nose and you're getting really slow. So you would do that. Now you could manually overcome that. The reverse would be true. This actually happened to a Qantas airline pilot, and he actually encountered that before it was widely taught and widely trained. And when he saved that airplane, he saved everybody on that airplane, and it was an incredible demonstration, not only airmanship, but knowledge of the airplane and the systems and subsystems of his aircraft. Because while it may have been talked about in training, it wasn't nearly as prevalent as it is now. I mean, I wouldn't say it's at the forefront of our training, but it's something that we do at least once a year, if not every cycle. So like every 2 years, you do what the FAA has put out now for the U.S. is what is the name of that sim? It's like an upset recovery course, but there's an actual name for it. I'm drawing a blank right now, but we go over that extensively, and it's an entire 2 days sim session in direct law, alternate law, no flight directors, no automation, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So that was not a direct result of what happened to that Qantas flight, but it was part of it. Charlie Romeo, good to see you, man. Hope you are well. Charlie Romeo, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hoist a bourbon with me to celebrate number 1 son's completion of IOE at the end of April, entering service as a new Brickyard FO. Charlie Romeo, I'm out of coffee. I don't have any bourbon at the office, but I will cheers you right here with my water, my ice water. But tonight, for sure, Charlie Romeo. That is very exciting. Congratulations to your son. I hope, and I'm sure he's gonna move right on through, get his hours, and he's gonna get picked up in no time. So that's absolutely awesome. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. That's what I tell guys. A lot of guys are, they just want to get in, get their hours as quickly as possible, and then move on. And yes, you want to keep that drive, but at the same time, you want to enjoy each phase of your journey as an airline pilot, whether it's you're going through your training phases, or you're going through your IOE, or you're going through your regional phase. Like, enjoy each and every phase of your training. All right, we got a massive dono here. Let me get the seatbelt sign off for Mr. Miggs. Let's pop out here. We'll watch it. Can we see anything? I'm just not really seeing anything right here. We're not going to have any views. We'll try this wing view for now. It's going to get dark, guys. You sure we don't want to roll it back? Mr. Miggs with the 70 Canadian dono super chat. Man, appreciate you. Massive dono. Very kind of you. Tell your wife not to be discouraged. If Mentor Pilot ever does a flight sim crash investigation, there's a good chance I will be the first video. Anyway, how's the streaming setup? Hope your family's doing great and you're enjoying life in Atlanta. Miggs, again, very kind of you. Thank you for that donation. Appreciate it. Streaming is good. So we have, after a couple test streams, we have determined that my internet speeds are actually fine. The problem is I don't know if it's, it doesn't seem like a throttling issue. It's more of a stability issue, where every now and then, and it seems to be kind of unpredictable, where my upload speed gets severely downgraded for a short amount of time, interrupting the stream or preventing the stream from happening. But then we streamed through it yesterday, and actually it only lasted maybe about 5 or 7 minutes, and then it came back and worked fine the rest of the flight. So while it's not fiber to the home, it's better than nothing. The office location is great. I must say that. So for those that don't know, I do rent an actual office for the V1 HQ. It's where I do the editing. It's where I do streaming. It's where my sim is set up. It's in a great location. It's a little bit further than the last V1 HQ was from my house, but beggars can't be choosers. So everything is coming together, Migs. I appreciate it. I hope you are doing well. And again, thanks for the support, man. Second leg. No second leg tonight. I actually have to get ready. Probably will miss bedtime, nap time. I don't know. I got to leave tomorrow around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So I want to get some laundry done. I like to have my bag completely packed the night before. Even if I'm leaving, like tomorrow, I'm leaving at 5 p.m. I like to have my bag completely packed, ready to go tonight. That way I can just enjoy tomorrow. So get up, have breakfast, hang out with the kids, and then just go to work. Don't have to think about packing or laundry or anything like that. So that's what I'm going to get my night. I got to get everything put together. I'm actually going on a 3+1. So I got a 3-day trip, and then I got a day trip at the end of it. So it's really 4 days in a row. Let's see. Yeah. And then I go into a 2-day. So I have 3 days. Oh, no. Never mind. I dropped that day trip. Disregard. I have a 3-day trip. I'm off on Sunday. So maybe we do a stream on Sunday. Might have to do that. And then I go away for a 2-day trip on Monday. So hope you're well. Hoping on Phoenix anytime soon. Dan Land, I tell you what, we'll probably be back in the Phoenix on the next one. Why not? We've done 2 fly-by-wires. I'm really going to try to be better about incorporating more between the 2 Airbuses. So, oh good, we're only 240 miles just till top of descent. Let's come back to our jump seat here. We'll do a jump seat view for now. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I got to be better about incorporating, maybe alternating it, two sims, or Airbus alternate, boom, boom, boom. Nice to hear you got a stable setup going, man. Do you have the option to get fiber? Well, Migs, I don't know. So there is another provider. So the current provider I have right now, there's no contract. I have a business account, and it's not fiber, it's coax. So I could back out anytime or just cancel it. There is another provider to the same building. I haven't got on the phone. I thought I was doing a little chat with them online, and they said, yeah, there's fiber close, but I don't know if it's a true fiber, and there's also a contract with that carrier. So if I were to switch and then it doesn't work out, now I'm under contract and it could really not be good. So I'm really going to try to make this one work. If this one becomes too inconsistent, then maybe it would be something to look into. But what I'm thinking I'm going to do is kind of revert back to when I was streaming on the old radio Wi-Fi in our Texas house when we first moved. Is I'm going to schedule a stream, and then there'll basically be a 30-minute disclaimer on every single stream that I post. So like, hey, this is the anticipated start time. And then I'll come in and do internet tests, and I have a perfect test now that tests exactly what I need to know. And if it fails the test, then we can wait 30 minutes and then start the stream. So I might end up having to do that because I really want to make this provider work because, like I said, no contract. It's ease of use. I got everything set up here already. So we'll see. Did you hear about the Magic 5G box from T-Mobile? I have not. But here's the thing, JSIC. Anything Wi-Fi, for me, maybe it's my computer. I don't think so. Streaming, you got to have a wired connection. So while 5G is fast, my Starlink out here in Georgia, super fast. But for streaming, it's all about maintaining 0 frame drop. And I guess when you go wireless, you open the door for frame drop. And any and every single issue I've had streaming has had to do with frame drop and or being on wireless. So maybe on the newer motherboards it would be a thing, but I'm not sure. Place where I live, they've installed fiber everywhere in the city except my local area. Dan, oh man, that's a bummer. Do the light looks accurate to you? As a pilot that it flies a real thing, your feedback is valuable to me. Final light. Well, thank you for appreciate that, man. I'll give you as much feedback as I can here. Honestly, it looks pretty darn good. That looks pretty realistic. Let me look on my phone. I wonder if I have any pictures. I will take, let's see, what type of airplane am I flying tomorrow? Let's take a look at that first. Because if it's a Neo, because the Neos are a little bit different. I think it's a classic tomorrow. Honestly, the dome light looks really good, man. Dome looks good. Everything looks really good. Let me look at, I'm going to turn dome light off. And I'm looking at this floodlight down here. Let me see here. Yeah, man, that floodlight is pretty spot on too. That is pretty spot on. I would say maybe it doesn't come down quite as far here on this one, but no, that is pretty spot on. So what I like to do, and the brightness dimming control is nice here in the fly-by-wire. In the newest airplanes that we get, the first click from off to on the floodlight is sometimes too bright. It's like the first dim stage is about like that. So I wouldn't want that to be changed because I like being able to tweak it in the sim. I think it's just Airbus getting cheap on the potentiometer, whatever it is they use to control the dimming. But it looks really good, man. Honestly, if I remember to on this trip, I am flying at night pretty much exclusively this next trip coming up. So I will pay very close attention to the lights. I promise you that. And then we'll go, and then I'll let you know. You want to check the pedestal light on the right? Ooh. Let's check that one out. Oh yeah, that one's accurate too. And you can move this one in real life. So this actually, you can move this. But yeah, that's right where it is. I rarely ever use the pedestal light. Rarely ever use it. And realistic configuration right now would be about like that, straight up. Just integral lighting, and that's it. But I like being able to see a little bit of the tail number and the flap speeds and all that. So I'll come up here and I'll dim it back down. All right. LED lighting dimming sucks. Yeah, the LEDs are not very cool. Let's put KMYR in here. Uh-oh, bank angle check.
What about that go-around that you're supposed to tell us about?
All right, good. We have just enough time. Man, we are going to get into the black hole effect here for sure. We'll go back to the jump seat. So, seat 2A. Good to see you, man. Thank you for the $3 bank angle check right back at you. Yes, so go around on Sunday. When was it? A couple days ago. We had I wouldn't say my first go around. It was the first officer's first go around ever. He was pilot flying, but it's been a while since I've done a go around, and it was low level. So we were landing Newark, landing on 4 right, I believe. 4 right, Newark. Really, really bumpy. So the winds weren't terrible. I think it was a good crosswind, gusting. I think it was a high gust factor, so it was only maybe like 7 or 9 knots, but it was gusting to 25, 27, 28. So it was a super high gust factor, but not a lot of steady state wind. And of course, a lot of turbulence too. So coming down the approach, he's flying, doing a good job. We weren't in a Neo, we were in a Classic. And he added, so I kind of talked to him about this too. So we added 3 knots to approach phase, the approach speed, which is good. I said, yeah, that's a good deal. And then he added another 3 more. And I was like, it seems a little bit high. 6 knots on top of the already 5 knots, so that's 11 knots. So in the Airbus, you're only allowed VLS plus 15. Or yeah, VREF plus 15, and it gives you plus 5 automatically. So you really can't add more than 10 knots on top of the additive you already have. So once you start going up above 10 knots, you really start getting up to the higher end of the performance margin for your for landing. Anyway, we're coming down, and I think it was also partially a little bit of wake turbulence. We were following a 7.6 going in there as well. It was really wishy-washy. It was just like flying in a washing machine. Coming down, did a great job. Disconnected the autopilot around 200 feet. This is something I teach don't teach, but I suggest to guys too, is if you're, especially when you're new to the airplane, I know it's comforting to let the autopilot fly the approach all the way down, especially in turbulent conditions. But the only way you're really going to learn how the airplane is reacting to your side stick inputs, how it's reacting to the weather forces on your airframe, is by hand flying that approach. Because where it matters most is, 50 feet and below. That's where you're going to round out and flare, right? So if you fly the autopilot all the way down, you just click it off at 200 or even lower, you don't have a lot of time to fly the airplane and get a feel for what's happening outside. So that can tend to make your touchdowns a little bit more less than ideal, we'll say that. So he runs the autopilot all the way down, sub 200 feet, clicks it off, starts hand flying. I will say the auto thrust seemed to be a little bit off on him. It seemed like it was really trying to maintain a much faster speed than our approach speed. And it wasn't ground speed mini because it already blended out. So he was already kind of fast, plus his additive was already fast. Big gust of wind at about 100 feet. Goes all the way, touches on VLS, but he did a great job. He kind of lowered that nose, kind of recovered the airplane, got that energy back, came down about 50 feet, 40. I think I even heard the 10 call out. I'm pretty sure I heard the 10 call out. And all of a sudden, it was like we just got lifted up from our tail and just whoop, started floating. So another gust of wind either rolled in across the runway, and it literally could feel myself kind of come up in my seat a little bit. The airplane started to kind of nose forward, and I was shadowing the controls closely, because whenever the nose starts to come down, when you're low level like that, very, very dangerous. No airplane, no transport category airplane is designed to land on the nose wheel, except maybe the C-160, but I don't think that's a transport category. I guess it is. Anyway, you don't want to land on the nose wheel. So that really kind of made me a little bit nervous, but immediately he did the right thing, triggered to go around. Boom, said, all right, go around. So that triggers my flow, go around flaps, and then that's what we just call the asses and elbows phase. I mean, it doesn't matter how good of a pilot you are, how good or how proficient you are with your flows and your checks. Any go around, 99% of the time anyways, is what we call asses and elbows. It's just like, oh boy. So go around flaps. He's now flying, and this was low. This is like a 5-footer. We didn't touch back down, which I was kind of surprised. I thought we were going to kind of settle down onto the concrete there, but we didn't touch back down. Full Toga thrust, light 320. Thing starts rocketing. As that's happening, ATC, I tell ATC that we're going around because I'm monitoring. There's an airplane landing on that crossing runway, like 28. Is it 28? I don't know, whatever that perpendicular runway to 4 is. There's one coming around and landing on that one. So ATC initially gives us a heading to turn right. And so I say, heading, whatever. He starts to turn. And then I can see on the TCAS there's someone coming around from the northeast going to come in and land. So then ATC freaks out, gives us a left turn. Then he gave us the wrong altitude. Then he said level at 2,000. And we're rocketing up at, 4,000 feet a minute. So nothing was violated. Nothing was missed. But it was definitely an eye-opening go-around, especially for him. He had never done one before. But he did a great job in handling the airplane. The only thing that I had to do, as I said, he overshot the... we set the heading. I set the heading for him, but he didn't realize that he was really still flying, I guess, because he kind of let the flight director kind of roll past him. So I was like, hey, man, get that bank in there, roll in, get on the correct heading. And that was that. So from a standpoint, I mean, it was a pretty regular go-around, but it was quite exciting for him, and it was just something that doesn't happen every day. So that was our little go-around in Newark. Had to go out, go all the way around, get vectored around for a 20-mile final again. But had plenty of gas, and the second approach, he did a really good job. And that's when I said, hey, man, maybe knock it back down to, why don't you just do like 4 knots on the VAP? Because you really don't think a knot or 2 knots makes a difference on your V approach speed, but it really does. I think for every knot is like an extra couple 100 feet or whatever that you touch down at is another 100 feet or so on the rollout. So why 2, 3, 4 knots doesn't sound like a lot, it actually makes a big difference for you when you start flying transport category airplanes. So he knocked it down, I think, to 3 knots on the additive, and it was just perfect. Flew the approach down, clicked the autopilot off, rolled it on, nice crosswind landing. Didn't realize he was still flying, excuse me. I wouldn't say he didn't realize he was still flying. He became fixated, and that's just the asses and elbows part of a go around. I mean, he's focused on the altitude, and that's why there's 2 of us up there, right? So there's 2 of us up there, and set the heading for him, and he's following the pitch command, and then once this flight director bar right here, like once it goes past you, it can get lost in your scan because it'll peg out all the way over to the side. So if you're super focused on leveling off, and he was very focused on leveling off because, like I said, we were doing 4,000 plus feet a minute. We had a super low altitude level off from ATC. It's at 2,000. That happens quick. So he's leveling off, and they gave us the wrong heading initially. So it's kind of like, hey, man, you need to get that turn in there as well while you're leveling off. But that's normal. I mean, I wouldn't say normal, but that is part of fixation and a result of low time on the airplane. The more time you get on the airplane, the more comfortable you're going to be, the more your situational awareness window will expand. But that's just a little bit of fixation. When your sim partner uses ice speeds and adds on top for Gus, oh yeah, Red One, that's going to be, there you really start cooking. Everybody after the wingtips threw up? Probably, yeah. Did the Airbus pitch up really hard when you set Toga? Yeah, it was an aggressive go-around. Honestly, it was one of the lowest go-arounds I've been on, and I am very, very surprised we didn't touch down because I'm positive I heard the 10-foot rat out. I want to say I heard the 5, and then that's when we started floating and he triggered the go-around. So to not touch down at 5 feet, that's pretty low. Doing a 5 nautical mile hold to let you catch up? Awesome, good deal, Team Vodka. Is that you out there? Oh yeah, we got to start prepping. We're coming up on 250 miles for touchdown. We're just gonna let it go full dark mode. I kind of want to turn the lights off in the HQ here so I can get full realism set up. You won't be able to really see my side stick though. Oh well, I'm gonna try it. Hold on, give me 1 second, guys. Actually, let me do this. Let me do this. Do this. Nope. What do we got here? Statui, we back. Statui, we back indeed, man. Thank you for the 6 months of support as a commercial pilot. Glad to have you back on. Or, yes, I'm glad to be back. Glad to have you on board, man. Welcome. All right, we'll put a song in here for a minute. You guys have control. I'm going to turn off the lights of the office. I got to get I'm going to get a lamp. I'm going to try to make the lighting really cool in here eventually. But I'm going to turn off my lights. That way we're totally set for a full nighttime approach. We'll talk about the illusions. We'll talk about potential black hole effect, importance of PAPI, and all that good stuff. So give me 30 seconds. You have control. Be right back. All right, we're back. Oh yeah, this is nice. This is nice. All right, let's mess with this here. May Shook, thank you for the 10 months of support, man. Glad to have you on board, dude. Welcome. So now I actually want to like turn off my floodlight because it's so dark in here. I need to turn down my other monitor. So I'm gonna put you guys into tiller cam for a minute. We're gonna need to see how I can make some lighting here. So yeah, the pin that broke on my LEDs on this strip was the blue pin, of course. So now it's only green. But I'm trying to figure out, man, this is perfect. but we need to figure out how to get the light on the other side. What if I mess with my light controls here? I could make them more white. Whoa, we don't want that. That's pretty perfect right about there. We're just gonna have to, it's just gonna be ghost mode over here. Unless I can do like a flashlight. I'm trying to get this set up for approach. Hey, that might work. That might work. We're gonna do that. So let me go ahead and turn it off for now. There we go. Now we'll save the Throttletek cam for later. Let's take a look at the weather. Let's get the updated weather and let's do our things here. Is the music too loud? I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. All right, let's jump down here. Let's get a latest and greatest ATIS. Weather request. Let's see. No Myrtle's online tonight. Oh, Myrtle approach is online, and Myrtle doesn't have an ATIS, so disregard. Let's go back. Let's do a full ATIS request. Myrtle, let's send it. We'll wait for that to pop up. What? Digital ATIS not available? At 0058. Was that my new one? Yeah, that was new. Alright, I guess it's not available. Oh, this is some Christy Ionscu music right here. Gee, the LED by the thrust levers is amazing. Yeah, the color is perfect by the thrust levers. Turn on the console light in the plane for approach for consistency. There you go. All right, we'll turn on the console light right down here. All right, there's our company message. Let's start prepping for the approach. 170 at 9 now. Lightning distance 2975. Pull that up over here. So we'll go to the perf next phase. So that might change our runways around. 36, 170 at 9. Yeah, we're gonna have to change our runways. That's gonna, we might still have a black hole effect. We'll take a look here. No, the one on the left. One on the left. Oh, over here. There you go. Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying, Chaos. Good deal. I'll do it. I'll do it. Right, we need something a little bit more chill. Something a little bit more chill for our night flight. We can't be going all out here. What's Amber Lights? Let's listen to this one. Oh. This is a good song. Oh, that's our welcome song. No wonder I like that song. Let's try this one. Nothing beats jazz. Jazz fan? All right. Let's go to the 2 pages. Let's go to pin charts, actually. Actually, it's just Myrtle, so... Myrtle, it's pretty simple, 1.8 and 3.6. I really wanted to land 3.6, but 10 knot tailwind, we're not going to do that. So let's plan approach for runway 1.8. We'll pin that one. We'll pull it up here. Myrtle approach, 109.5, 177. So we're going to flip this around. ILS 1.8. There is no approach via. Actually, we can do it via CRE. We'll insert that. Take a look at our plan view here. We'll zoom it down. Yep, Grand Strand. So basically all that does from the Grand Strand is it gives us the full approach out to Uxtep. We could have done it from Uxtep as well. We'll see what ATC does. Approach is online, which is pretty neat. I didn't know Myrtle approach is going to be on tonight. So out to Uxtep, probably have to do a PT there. Probably have to do a procedure turn. I think we would have to do one, wouldn't we? 100%. We'd have to do a procedure turn, and it's indicated. Wow, I'm half tempted to leave it to see if it will actually do the procedure turn. What do you think, Chaos? Should we do it? UX depth final approach, or initial approach, is at 2,000. BVIT is at 1,600, so I'm going to put a hard altitude at UX depth to help with vertical planning. Actually probably already there. It says at or above 2,000. I'll tell you what, I'm going to make this a hard altitude at 2,000. We're really going to mess with the VNAV tonight. So I'm making that a hard altitude of 2,000 feet. Go back to our arc mode here. Top of descent out there. Now, one thing that we can do is we can't use fix info, right? Does fix info work? Well, I'll be damned. Fix info works. Okay, so right here, this is kind of a technique that we use. I'm going to let this fade out here a little bit. So a technique that we use when you fly into airports like this that do not have an arrival, it's very easy to get high and behind because approach they may forget about you or they may not give you a descent till late. So what I like to do for situational awareness is I always put a 30-mile ring around my airport. I know if I can cross this 30-mile-an-hour ring at 10,000 feet at 250 knots, I'm going to be stable anywhere I go, any normal approach anywhere in the world. So anything 3 degree, I mean, even more than that, you really could be, it'd be very hard. It'd have to be a very, very interesting approach to not be stable if you're at 10,250 knots. So 10,250, 30 miles from the airport, that's a reference. Now, will this create a waypoint? Okay, so no. So in the real airplane, if you click this again, it would create a PBD, and then you could actually make a vertical profile to this point right here at 10,000. But we'll just keep an eye on it. That's our rough guide. We want to be about 10,250 knots from there. From then we'll hit Grand Strand, or we'll be vectored by approach. Probably be vectored by approach would be most probable. At least I would assume so. And then that's going to set us up for the ILS to runway 18. So we'll get our LS push buttons on. 177, it hasn't tuned yet, but let's put our minimums in the box as well. 233, 223, ooh, 223. It's good caliber. We'll put that in here in the mins. We'll put our QNH 170 at 9. Temperature of 26, so 77-ish degrees. Beautiful night. What do we got? 2975. All right, so our box is set, 223 on the barrow. All our environmentals are set. We got 223 showing up here on the window. Rad1X says, can you demonstrate across 50 miles from airport XYZ altitude? I usually end up fix info page inserting. Yep, that's how I would do it. Rad1X, you could do that, or you could put it in a format form. So basically, I don't know if you can do it off of an airport, but let's say Myrtle Beach had a VOR, and you may be able to do it off of an airport. I'm not sure, but let's just say there was a VOR, Myrtle. So you would do Myrtle, and then you would do minus 50, and then you would put that in as your 2 waypoint, and then what would happen is it would drop a PBD there at 50 miles, and then you would come in here, this would clear out, and then you would put in your altitude. So you'd put a slant 5,000 or whatever, and then you'd put it on the vertical side of your box. So remember, L1s or the L side, left side is all lateral, L for lateral, right side is vertical navigation. So anything vertical you do over here, anything lateral you do over here. Those are the 2 ways to do it. What's the difference between saying runway versus nav when you're taking off? Andre, so you want to make sure you are in the mode. So they've actually changed our book too. So where if it's just nav is blue, we don't say it. You only say what mode you're in. So Manflex, SRS, runway, you would say runway because your runway box would be illuminated. That means you have a runway track. If you don't have a runway track, that means there's no ILS or there's no localizer that the airplane can track on that specific runway you are departing on. So in that case, this box would be blank and you would just have nav blue down here on the bottom. Or if you were taking off and you were going to fly a heading, you'd have heading up there as well. So I got to be better about it because it's changed for us too. We don't even announce nav if nav is blue because you're not in that mode. The only armed mode we care about is over here. That's why we say auto thrust blue. We want to make sure that it is going to arm after we rotate and we retract the throttles to the climb detent. So announce heading, nothing else. If it's just nav blue, don't say anything. I'm trying to think. I don't think, yeah, nav will be blue. It won't actually arm up nav when you're rolling down the runway. So runway track, yep, runway track, heading. But that's your difference, Andre. And that heading mode that pops up there, like I said, that's based solely upon the ground-based nav aid on that runway. So that's why it seems inconsistent when you do not see it, but it all has to do with the localizer on the ground. So if there's no localizer to that runway, it can't track the runway, right? So you're not going to have anything. It's just going to go nav blue. All right. And that's where you can get the runway ILS mismatch message down here. I've seen that in the Phoenix sometimes, especially Vegas, because what people will do is they'll hard tune something here, and then on the other box they won't have it hard tuned, and then you'll get that runway localizer. So the box is looking for the runway localizer, but if you have a different localizer or something else tuned in there, you'll get an LS mismatch pop up. So that's really doesn't apply to SimWorld, but anyway, I got recurrent coming up, so. What are your thoughts on the 220, Ali Sammy? Dude, I think the 220 is a sweet little airplane. It's just it's an Airbus wannabe. It's an Airbus wannabe. But do I want to be in a 220? No, probably not. I like my Airbus. But as a passenger, it seems like a pretty sweet airplane. I don't know what it's like to fly. I've never flown one, never been in the jump seat. I've only peeked into the cockpit of one. So there's a lot of glass up there. It is adopted. Yes, it is. It's the adopted Airbus. Fly Navy flipping a table somewhere, Tyson. I know. I can't. That's why I was like, I don't want to say it's too good because I don't want to. Okay. I know Fly Navy's a big 220 guy. All right. So I guess the last thing we'll touch on is black hole effect. Anybody? Where's those flight students in chat? So you guys should know what black hole effect is. Now we may get it on this one. We definitely get it landing 3.6 out over the water. Let me pull up my pin charts. Let's go back just to the airport diagram here. Robert S. Good evening, man. You didn't miss much. We just set up our box for the ILS runway 18 into Myrtle. We're approaching top of descent, and everything's looking good. Our fuel looks good. Chaos wanted me to check fuel. Hey, we're balanced today, Chaos. We're only, I don't know. That's very normal imbalance to have. And look, they're actually not the same. That's cool. Look at that. 2160, 2240. I don't know if that's supposed to happen, but that's very realistic. Very, very rare do you see identical fuel flows. Identical fuel flows, identical N2s, identical EGT. 98.9% of the time, there's a difference. So little imbalances like this occur. Outer haven't started transferring yet. Exactly. Yeah. Once the outers transfer, then it's going to be. Then we'll see what happens. Was it 1550 pounds? All right. There was a GA that went down in Florida about a month ago due to the black hole effect. Oh no, really, Swarm? Eesh. Blue Bear late to the party as usual. Hi and good to see you. Hey man, good to see you, Blue Bear. Always a treat when you join in. Glad to have you on board, man. Welcome. No surrounding lights, so you think you're flying lower. Dub, yeah, you're on the right track. Daniel, I am on the latest, or not the latest, I'm on the developmental version, but I have been scolded. I will go to the experimental from here on out. So, definitely know the black holes having trained in Florida. Rusty, absolutely. Black hole effect is huge in Florida. Good evening, Matt Air. Good to see you. So basically, it has to do kind of what Duffman was saying and Dub was saying. you'll lose it's a loss of spatial awareness, not necessarily a loss of spatial awareness, but it's a tendency, the black hole effect in relationship to approaches and landings is an illusion that you are going to be lower, that you're lower than you are, so you fly in higher, right? Or am I thinking back? Am I thinking of the wide runway? Hold on, let me think. I'm thinking this through in my brain real quick. So yeah, because it's all dark. The only thing you see are the bright runway lights and the pappies. Right. So you actually feel closer, so you'd fly lower. That's what. Yeah. I think that I'm 90% sure. So you actually come in lower because you think you're high, because the only thing that you see out the window, yeah, you think you're high. That makes sense. So imagine, this is a good example right here. So I'm looking out the window, right? So imagine a runway where my cursor is right here. It's going to be so prevalent in your vision that it's going to make you feel that you're higher because you have no other references other than your horizon here and your instruments, but you have no other external references. So if you think you're higher, especially if you don't have an instrument approach and maybe there's no pappies, so all you have is just the runway lights, there'll be a tendency for pilots to come in lower because they want to sneak down. They want to sneak down to those lights because you get this illusion of being high because there's no other references to the runway lights that you're seeing. So it's your peripheral, your peripheral vision. That's why you want to use peripheral vision at night is key to smooth landings in real airplanes. And I don't know, I guess in the sim too, maybe we'll see how I do. But at night when you land, as you come across that threshold, if you don't fall victim to the black hole effect, right? So you come in on a nice stable path, we're aware of it, we're gonna just back ourselves up with our 3-to-1 rule, 3 miles from the airport, 1,000 feet, just work our way in. Now, once you come down and you start your actual flare, round out, and touchdown phase, your eyes need to be moving. Now, in real life, I'll explain this in real life, what you do when you look at one spot, that you're looking at your touchdown spot. So you would pick a spot on the runway where you are aiming for. At night, you can't see your aiming markers. I'm pretending we're just talking about a runway with edge lights. There's no center line markings or anything like that. So you got to pick a spot where you want to aim for. As you get closer to the ground and just before you flare, your eyes should be traveling like this, looking at the far end of the runway, looking at your touchdown spot, looking at the far end of the runway, looking at your touchdown spot. The reason for this being is when your eyes come up here to that far end of the runway, your eyes are up and you get to see peripheral vision. This peripheral vision is what helps you judge your sink rate. So this is how you really get those buttery, nice flared landings when you're looking out your peripheral vision. So as you get closer and closer, your eyes should be moving faster and faster. So near end, far end, near end, far end, near end, far end. And if you're on approach, maybe a half mile out, near end, take a glance at the far end. Near end, take a glance at the far end. As you start coming 100 feet, near end, far end, near end, far end, near end, far end, 50, 40, 30, really. And basically, once you start flaring, your eyes are just out here now. Your eyes are straight ahead, looking for centerline control and peripheral vision to judge that sink rate and how much back pressure you actually need to put on the airplane to have a nice soft touchdown. So that's a landing technique at night. And then the black hole effect takes place before that. Don't come in lower than you should because you think you are high. That's the dangers of the black hole effect. No other lights around you other than your runway lights, so you feel like you're super far away when you're really not, so you have a tendency to come in low. Don't do that, and use your peripheral vision, near end, far end, and you'll be a professional night lander. Or use a really big flashlight. Yeah, I always had my guys land with lights off when I was teaching students. It's like, yeah, you don't need them. You don't need them. You really don't need landing lights. Matter of fact, I think landing lights actually make it harder for students, this is, because once those landing lights, especially in a 172 or arrows and things like that, once those lights start illuminating the ground, the student will tend to fixate on the markings that they start to see now. Those reflective markings will really pop out. They may see those markings and fixate here. And what happens when you fixate here and you're not looking at the far end? You're going to drive that nose wheel right into the ground. Trust me, if I had $1 for every time a student tried to kill me on a nosedive landing at night, I'd probably have a couple dozen dollars by now. So that's why I think it's almost easier to train initially without the landing lights, and then once they're comfortable with the good muscle memory, because your eye is a muscle, good muscle memory of moving their eyes, now we can turn the landing lights on and you just increase that situational awareness. All right, 5 prior to TOD. I never set anything. Let me just manage a little altitude there. And I'm gonna set 10,000. 10,000 is set. We're mock descent. We're gonna start on down. And look, so that, you know, that's pretty close. So looks pretty good. Thrust idle, descent power's coming back, sim sounds are coming up, the music is going away.
From the flight deck, ladies and gentlemen, as you may have noticed, we have begun our initial descent down to our destination. Now would be a good time to wrap up any business you need to take care of as we prepare for approach. If you are up, once you return to your seat, we ask that you remain seated until the aircraft arrives safely at the gate. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival.
Blueface, I don't know if you're still here. I just saw your message there scrolled up in chat. Go to skiplagged.com. Don't check any bags. Skiplagged.com. That's the best way to get cheap tickets. You didn't hear it from me. It's actually so efficient that the airlines tried to sue the guy who invented it, but then the airlines lost. But they grow wise to it. Don't think that every time you don't log in and look at tickets that you don't have a cookie that's placed and the ticket prices would change. I learned about that flying out of Long Beach 25 years ago. My instructor requested air traffic turn on the lights. I did actually get it first time. Have good eyes and good night vision. Good deal, Matt Air. Good deal. Do you have LPV approach capabilities in the bus? Kyle, it depends on the airframe. Yeah, it's possible, yes. I think Europe is doing it, but basically WAS or it would be the, oh my gosh, it's not the, so LPV in the Airbus is the equivalent of, drawing a blank. It's like your FMS low, it's like FLS approaches. So vertical navigation with FLS, LPV is basically WAS for the bus. Some can do it. It's not really prevalent too much in the U.S. anyway, as of right now. My hardest landing was at Skiathos at midnight, just a small runway in the Pappies. Oh, I bet, man. Incognito mode for checking ticket prices. There you go. I use a VPN. There you go, Swarm. Good deal. All right. We're on our descent. Approach is on. Double check the ATIS information. Bravo. Still 170 at 6. Let's come down here. That's information. Can I get an actual ATIS now? Let's see. Myrtle, let's see if it will give us an actual ATIS. Because it's showing on VATSIM as an ATIS. Myrtle approach is 19.2. We'll get them ready. Do you think your career will be long enough to fly the 321 Neo XLR? Man, I sure hope so. Sure hope so. Alright, I know it's a little bit early. Let's do a little wing light juice. Oh, yeah. Let's do a little wing light juice just so we can see something. My first night flight was at a Miami exec and over the practice area at the Everglades. Oh, I felt like I was flying in deep space, not a single light outside. Felipe, I know exactly what you mean, man. I flew around central, where was it? Was it DeLand? DeLand, Florida? You know, 172, doing PPL stuff. And yeah, man, it can be dark. And honestly, on a moonless night, it is, I mean, you're basically IMC at that point. You're basically flying your airplane. You're not in instrument meteorological conditions, but you're IFR. I mean, you're flying your airplane almost by sole reference to your instruments because it's so dark. Did a S2 simulator for night ops on a carrier. Unbelievably difficult. Hit the back of the boat. Ouch. Right into the fantail, huh? That's no good. Guys, remember, if you haven't already, smash down that like button. Let's see, how are we looking for likes tonight? 245 and 269 watching. Thank you so much, y'all, for the likes. Appreciate you. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Again, there's no alerts going out for these streams other than just the regular YouTube alerts, so I appreciate you having alerts set up for this channel. The more you hit the like button, the better it is for the algorithm for me, for getting content back out to you guys. So as soon as I really start seeing some stability with the internet, which tonight so far, knock on wood, has been good, then we'll start pushing out more notifications for live streams. I'll start scheduling them ahead of time a little bit longer. It's kind of more of a, these last few streams have been a soft launch, if you will. Like I want to go live, I want to test it, but I don't want to hype up too many people and then have them be disappointed, because like I said in my last stream, there's nothing more disappointing to me than getting hyped up for a live and seeing all you guys excited and then just not being able to produce watchable content. So thank you all for tuning in tonight. When getting wing light references, funny enough, the engineer took it from my favorite ridge I fly along in the sim. Was a fun surprise. Nice, Final Light. Yeah, the wing light is pretty spot on. Can I see the wingtips from here? Wow. Guys, that is, I can't tell you, that is about as accurate as it will be. So in a 320, that's about as far as I can see off my left shoulder. The wing light or ice light is used to see if there's any ice on the leading edge. It's so hard to actually see if there's ice on the leading edge of a 320 at night with the wing light. You're better off just looking at your other references, like on the cockpit and on the ice probe up front. But so this is fantastic, because yeah, you would think, oh, it's going to be a super bright. I mean, if I really crane my neck, yeah, I might be able to squeeze out a little bit more, maybe like another half a slat view. I could probably see in the real airplane if I really stick my neck on the window. But as far as determining if there's ice on the leading edge or not with the wing light, pretty hard to do. Let me go dome light low. I was going to say, is the ice probe light up? I guess we don't have an ice probe on this model. All right, who's calling us? Myrtle. You do it, 19-2. 19-2 is up. We have information. Information. Bravo. Gosh, I love... FlyByWire is really pulling on my heartstrings. Being able to print this stuff off. Love it. We'll hit the magic barrel rev key, 2975. We'll set the altimeter here. I like this off, actually.
Enter to 666, expect the ILS runway.
ILS, Cactus. Come on, man, get it together.
All right, we'll expect the ILS 18.
Come on, Team Vodka. Myrtle approach, good evening. JetBlue 357, we're 16, descending 10,000 with information, Bravo.
JetBlue 357, the Middle Beach approach, radar contact, 35 miles east of the Grand Strand. You are information, Charlie is now current. Expect the ILS runway 18, Middle Beach altimeter 2987.
All right, we'll get information, Charlie, expecting ILS 18 for JetBlue 357 next.
Myrtle Beach approach, November 8823, November, left downwind 18.
Keshif Collins, thanks, man, appreciate that. It's glad to be back. Let me get flight recorder ready as well.
Traffic inside, November 8823, November.
I'm starting to finally feel like I'm getting back in the saddle, slowly
Number
but surely.
2, for runway 18, clear for doesn't go, November 8823, November.
I got to 666, say I indicated
Indicated 240, flowing to 230 right now for
thanks, JetBlue 357, go down to 230.
Loving the stream and glad to have them back. Treat yourself to a beer after your 3 days. I hope you have a good 3 days.
American 2643 is crossing winds at 11,000.
That was partially blocked. Was that 280 on the speed for JetBlue 357? 230 on the speed, JetBlue 357. Jeez, Team Vodka, what are you doing up there at Cactus? All right, 230 on the speed. Let's get a little spoy brake action out to help it out. And flight dispatch the Speedbird himself with the $6 bank angle check. Speedbird's in chat. Loving the stream. I'm glad to have them back. Treat yourself to a beer after your 3 days. I hope you have a good few days and safe flying. Flight dispatch 320. Cheers to you, my friend. I'll do that indeed. 270 descend 4,000, JetBlue 357. All right, 270 on the heading, 4,000. My flight dispatch, cheers to you, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, 270, 4,000. We're set. The Speedbird himself. That's good, man.
We have Charlie for American 2646.
Disarm those. It's an accident. How are we looking on fuel, Chaos? 21. We're 100 pounds out of balance. We're looking good. We might have a fuel transfer here pretty soon. What is our final approach course? Let's go ahead and we don't need this. As far as taxiing to the gate, I don't know where JetBlue parks, but we're going to park Terminal A. Actually, I know where they park. We park Terminal A. We're going to park right next to the Cinnabon. We're going to get Cinnabons, go to the hotel, and we're going to enjoy the night. Cinnabon's probably closed, though. What time is it? 5:30? No, they might still be open. Cinnabon's right here on Terminal A, so we'll park there. Let's go back to our approach chart. Oh, that's the wrong one. Approach chart, ILS 18. Final approach course is 177. Can I
1A via Bravo, the 118 Tango.
do lines? Not yet in. Oh, guys, sneaky. Erase the direct to. Thank you. So I was going to try to extend the line. Not yet implemented, but the fact that they have that message means that they know about it, so that's good. Extended center lines. Let's go ahead and dim down the screens for landing. Man, do you know the lighting is good, final light, when I'm actually going through my real world subconscious lighting flows in the airplane. Like I'm subconsciously turning down the lights in preparation for landing. That's just what I do in real life too. Right before landing is probably the darkest. I make the cockpit because you want the best night vision possible. So getting rid of the white light, so see I'll kill those completely.
Good afternoon, Speedbird 7 with you. We have Charlie and we are currently descending through flight level 190.
Man, I almost want to do another Euro tour just so Speedbird can fly Speedbird with another Speedbird. 10K landing lights. Oh, yeah. We're at a 10. We did forget our flows. Seatbelt sign is on. Let's get these on. Wind lights on. Everything else is on. Oof.
Copy, expect the ILS for runway 18 for Speedbird 7.
Wow, look at the descend and maintain 3,000 JetBlue 357. 3,000. Said I can hear the lights out. Now, you talk about black hole approach, guys. Look outside. This is 100% black hole right here. Statui. What? Wait, guys. Okay, hold on. First things first. Statui. I gotta help out this descent. What are we doing here? Descent 7. Let's go. Statui with a $20 super chat. Dude, don't forget to bing bong the seatbelts. Statui, I appreciate you, man. Seatbelts are bing bong. We'll do an extra bing bong for them there. Flight attendants prepare for landing. Thank you so much, man. Very kind of you for the support. Very kind. Thank you, sir. Guys, check this out too on the landing lights. Oh, so we were in a little bit of that haze layer there, and you saw the beams at night. That was 110% perfect final light. those beams, that beam lighting we had there was awesome. Left turn 210 to send 2000, JetBlue 357. All right, 210 down to 2000. We gotta just slow down here. 210, 2000 is set. Thrust idle open, descent. Throttletek cam is coming on.
Maintain 5000.
I gotta get my home light on for y'all.
Myrtle Beach approach, November 8823 November, left downwind, runway 16.
Speed 7, reduce speed 230 knots.
Speed bridge?
Reduce speed to 230 knots or less for Speed 7.
Alright. Here, and I'll do this for realism. We'll turn on the floor light here. So,
extend your downwind.
how cool is that? Guys, that might be one of the coolest things I've done in Flight Sim in a while. We've synced up the pedestal console light there. Alright, we're still 4, descending 2, we're below the slope. Now we're starting to see some lights. 2000 tele established, over Rick step, cleared ILS 18 approach for JetBlue 357. Alright, I'm going to leave the speed brake out and we're going to go right back. Descend to maintain 2000, JetBlue 357. Alright, so we need to hustle down. So I'm going to go 230 down. As soon as we level here, we're going to go pro-pilot move before the thrust spins up. We're going to scroll it all the way back to 180. We might have to go gear down too. It's going to be tight. We'll see. Immersion in the office, full realism mode indeed. Loke Star.
2,500.
Alright, now as soon as we start to level, there we go. Nope, don't let it spool up. Roll that speed all the way back, 180. Boom, look at that. Speed brake is still out. There's the approach. I'm going to drop the gear early just because, well, no, we're 5 miles. We'll be alright. Yeah, VFE next, minus 10, flaps 1. And let's go ahead and get the recording on.
118 Tango, confirm it was a traffic pattern.
Yeah, we'll be just fine. This is going to work out just fine. We're 2,000 feet, so we're at 180, or we're at 2,000. We need to be at 180 flaps 2. I'm going to use low brakes, guys, just because I don't have any brakes on my chairs. 170.
180 at 6. Number 2 following Boeing 737 on that 3 miles an hour, 180.
18 clear to land, 175 out for JetBlue 357. 175 out. 180 or less, JetBlue 357. Tell you what, we'll do 160 just to be safe. We'll do 160, so we're well inside of the marker. We're on the ILS approach, so if we have to go around, our missed approach altitude is going to be 3,000 feet. So glide slope star, so let's set 3,000. 3,000 is white. I said blue last time. 3,000 is white. Glide slope star, we're below 2,000. Manage the speed, gear coming down. Arm the speed brakes. VFE next, minus 10. Flaps 3. VFE next, minus 10. Flaps full. Landing checklist. We did not.
Can maintain 3,000, Speedbird 7.
Autopilot's off.
American 2640 left heading 210 triangle localize.
Minor hiccup there. We did not activate the approach phase there, Chaos. Alright, auto thrust is off. We're hand flying.
Speedbird 7, turn left heading 210.
That was part of my 10,000 foot flow, which we did not mess. We touched the overspeed, so we're gonna have a little ride up tonight. Hopefully, maintenance won't be too mad. That was definitely a 250 pilot hour move, man. Get those 250. Get those fake pilots in chat, because that was 100% a fake pilot move right there. All right, cabin check. See, that's what happens when you don't do your 10,000 foot flow. You mess things up. We're 1,000 feet. We're stable. We're on the slope. We have a minor overspeed or exceedance there. We talked about black hole. Not so much black hole coming from this direction, though. You see all the city lights, so we're okay. But the eyes as I do this approach, try to do the same thing with your eyes. Look at the touchdown zone, which I want to land pretty much right abeam where these pappies are, right? That's my aiming point. And then as I get closer, my eyes are going to be here, 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 here.
500.
That's how you land it in real life. Now in the sim, you could probably just flare and stare at your vertical speed, but we're going to try to do it in realism mode. Manual thrusts, flight director's on. We're just kind of following. I'm kind of testing the. Yeah, see how the flight. Yeah, I don't know how the flight is. It seems pretty accurate. Got a little low. Correctly. Don't want to get low. That's that black hole effect. Falling victim to it right now. There we go. There's our 2 whites, 2 reds. It seems like they're too. Like the window is too small. We're just gonna ride it in here. No more over control. Just ride it in. I know where I want to touch down. 50 over the numbers.
50. 40, 30, 20, retard.
Far end and
10. Approach number 8.
Wow, that was a floater.
Letting you know we have traffic in sight on final.
Barely legal. Spoilers. That was definitely barely legal. I can't get on the center line, guys. My chair's rolling backwards. There we go.
Make another right for 16 November 8823 November.
70. That was, I don't think that was butter. That was barely legal. With a float and a half. We floated that one out nicely. We did put the replay on, unfortunately. I was hoping I forgot that one. Alpha to the terminal, JetBlue 257, thanks for the ATC. Look at the lights on the ground, man. Very nice. Oh. Guys, that's what... Jeez.
Approach, want to confirm, clear to land.
Final light, where are you at, man? I just did that whole landing without the proper lights on. That's why we didn't hit our touchdown spot. It's because we didn't have our lights on. My goodness. I'll get better, I swear. Alright, we'll kill the strobe, nice strobes. We won't do the APU because we're not going to shut down. We're going to go into replay mode. We're going to watch that. This guy's landing down nicely. Let's go ahead and clean her up.
Feeder 7, traffic will depart prior to your arrival. Wing 106, running 180,
I was thinking about those Cinnabons. Get the tape measure out. I'm guessing legal by 2 inches. I actually don't know if it's going to be legal, man. It was, I set it down. I just let it sit down. I was trying. I'm not 100% confident we were legal on that one. I'm just saying that we were, because I wanted to sound confident, like when you're in your check ride or oral exam, even if it's the wrong answer, just say it with confidence. Or in the words of Kevin Hart, say it with your chest.
Traffic in sight, November 8.
We'll find out here in a minute, though. No one can hide from the replay mode. Let's park on this side. Actually, there's airplanes over there. Now let's park on this side. Let's go down here. We'll park right here. Cinnabon is like right here. Huge no floaties to you, man. Captain Canada. No, that was a huge floaties to me on that one there. We had all kinds of floaties in that drink. Would you have gone around in real life? Of course, Peyton. If you're not in the touchdown zone, you have to go around. Because if you don't, you're going to be called. Trust me. Robert S., take care, man. Hey, if we can't fly this thing, let's at least park it properly. Let's get a good ERP here. Right on the, we got to come up to the 3rd stripe. Actually, I think it'd probably be the 2nd stripe. So we'll go up a little bit more. This next set of stripes, right? Oh! Oh, that was not a good ERP. Double ERP. Brakes are set. Somebody went around. Anybody else on final? Ooh, someone's touching down right now. Let's see who this... Here we go. Is that Speedbid? Guys, it's Speedbid. Speedbid. Speedbid's in chat. There's 1,000 footers. Let's see where he touches down. Look at those lights. Oh, right on the markers. Nicely done. Nicely done, Speedbird. So let me show you guys at night.
130
The Pappies, and this is a vertical sim, so I imagine they're pretty accurate. Let's take a look here. The Pappies should be a beam 1,000 footers here. Let's walk it back. Look at that. See? Vertical sim does it right. So here's your Pappies. Something is wrong with them because they're not true Pappies. Or are they? I guess they are, but the angles seem off. Right? I don't know. We'll see. But so this is why you pick a beam, the Pappies. That's where you want to be aiming. So on a runway where you don't have any good markings here on the center line or anything, look at beam your Pappies. That's where you're aiming, right? As you get towards this part of the runway, your eyes are going to be going out here. As you flare, you round out and flare, you're probably going to touch down right here. So aiming markers are the 1,000 footers, a bunch of different names. They are technically labeled aiming markers, and then the touchdown markers are right here. This is your first set, second set, and this whole zone is considered the touchdown zone. But yeah, if you want to be really good, if you want to land on the aiming markers, then you need to be aiming a little bit prior to. So you should be aiming right about here, maybe a runway stripe before. That way you round out, flare, and you touch down right on the aiming markers. But typically, in a perfect world, aiming markers, and then you'll smash the or butter the touchdown zone markers. So, looks like we got one more guy landing. Who's this little guy coming in here? Let's go back to live cam here for a minute. We'll watch this guy land, and then we'll run into our replay. Speaking of, I should stop the replay. Replay is stopped. Pappies are very off. It's very confusing at times while landing. I mostly ignore them. Eyeball my way down. Well, the issue is, oh, look at that little 172. I think he just went into the... Yeah, he's under the ground. Must have a scenery conflict.
Number 2 behind the traffic, 1A, clear touch and go, 1A tango.
The Pappies, it's not that they're too sensitive, it's like the window of which your angle,
Have a good evening.
It feels like the windows at each light is too small. So the tiniest correction, you go from 3 reds to one white, or no, that's the same thing. 3 reds to all white or something like that. You know what I'm trying to say. It seems like the corrections that you make they have to be so minute. They're much smaller than the real Pappies. So in real life, when you're looking at these Pappies and all the real pilots out there, you probably know what I'm talking about. You can milk these. So like you can have pink. It's not just white, red. You can actually milk it. So it's like, oh, this one is red. This one is white. Oh, it's less white. It's kind of pink. And now it's solid red. Now I'm 2 reds, 2 whites. Now I'm milking that 3rd one. So, I mean, what do they look like? They're properly modeled. That's pretty cool. But yeah, it's just the windows seem too small. 3 reds and 1 white is the same. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. 3 reds or 3 whites. That's what I meant to say. But let's watch this touchdown. We'll get into our replay here. All right, so that's the aiming marker. So he should touch down right here on this mark. Or he's going to come in and do it early. It's definitely low over the numbers. Oh, that was pretty good. A little low over the numbers. Wait, he just took out about 14 edge lights and the taxiway Alpha 5 sign. So Alpha 5 sign has been removed, courtesy of JetBlue.
And we're on downwind. We're ready for full.
Can you change the time so we can see a little better? Sure.
We'll
brighten it up just a little bit. We'll go to sunset. Who's done our night work tonight? Let's back it up.
Baron 58 on your 11 o'clock.
Ooh.
Short final for runway 18.
Golden hour sunset. Saw that little
Traffic
swerve to
on
get
flight
on center
November
line.
882
Yeah, he
November.
definitely. That JetBlue 321. I mean, he was trying to. He must be watching the stream. He's trying to show off. He came in low over the numbers.
Number 2, runway 18, following traffic.
Came in low over the numbers. Tried to smoke the touchdown zone. He got it, but then he he was off the center line. That guy is. I think that guy's too far. How far out is that guy? Lost him. He must be far out. Oh. Who is that? I think he might just be passing traffic. I don't think that airplane's actually landing. Or is it? Is that guy actually landing here? Oh, it's a 172. Oh my gosh, I'm going to age 20 years before the time that guy lands. All right, let's go back to our airplane. Let's reconfigure. Let's do a replay. Let's disconnect from VATSIM. Ooh, terminal lights just came on. Let's take a look at the replay mode. Park brake is off. There we go. All right, let's watch this, and then we are gonna wrap it up. What time is it? 5:48. Man, this stream, as far as the streaming bandwidth, has been perfect. Best approach in Columbia. Peyton, go to... What's my favorite one, guys? The one on the hilltop. Well, they're all on hilltops down there. I did a whole dedicated stream, like 3 times into there. Oh my gosh. El Nino, not El Nino. Narino? That's where you need to go, man. Bogota and Medellin are nice, but no, you got to go to Narino, Colombia. Cali's nice. Pasto, that's the one. Pasto. Peyton Carrera, go to Pasto, Colombia. I have a couple of streams on my channel if you go back and look at the South America tour we did. I flew in there one time, kind of like on accident, and then it is literally, I think, my favorite approach to fly in the sim. I like it better than Innsbruck. I like it better than the one in France that we did, which was really cool, really nice. There's one in Greece that's also a lot of fun, but Pasto, man, it is pretty sweet. Carrier landing in the mountains, like, and it's no one. We need more people to fly it. XP needs to get on there and go fly that approach. Pasto, man, that's Pasto, Colombia, and good luck to you. Get the scenery. There's a freeware scenery, Peyton. There's a freeware scenery for Pasto as well. I don't know if V-Spirit will fly to Pasto, but if you need a good approach in V-Spirit, Peyton, go to Costa Rica and set up for the Cirrus Visual approach. So Cirrus Visual into Costa Rica. Alerts are disabled. Oh no, what did I miss? Oh no, I missed this perfect C2A dono. Dang it. I'm going to replay mode. C2A. Isn't there a way to play it? Hold on. Hold on.
V1 showing barely legal videos in Florida. Not clickbait. Next stream, Airbus gone wild.
C2A, thank you so much, man, for the $3 bank angle check. Yes, we got to be careful with the words. Barely legal. I remember I went down that rabbit hole accidentally in Dallas on that stream too. Next stream, Airbus Gone Wild. I like it though, C2A. Thank you for that. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the support. Sorry I missed that bank angle check, man. I had alerts muted there on that replay window and the landing window. Appreciate the support, my friend. All right, here we go. Here's the touchdown. Let's just watch it from this view here, because... Nope, not yet, sail. Go away. Oh, yeah, that was a floater and a half, man. That was a floater and a half. I don't know, guys. Put your bets in now. I don't know if we were legal on that one. I mean, we already have to write up the airplane for maintenance because we oversped the flaps. Let me get rid of my reversers. Those are stowed. All right, here we go. Runar, take it easy, my friend. Moment of truth. Here we go. Here we go. I don't know. It just seemed like a long floater. I brought the power back. We just had a lot of energy. I'm gonna pause it at touchdown, then we'll look. Ooh. Oh, I think it was legal, y'all. I think it was legal. Hold on, hold on. Go back. Go back. Resume. I think this is gonna be tight. Oh, are we down? We're not down. Come on, it has to touch. I can't get it to stop on the spot. I don't know, guys. I don't think it's legal. There's the touchdown. Oh my goodness. Is it? Ladies and gentlemen, we are in agreement that we are on the ground and we are legal, my friends. We are legal. Get out of here with those phone numbers. We are 100% legal by about 2 inches. Barely legal indeed. Shout out C2A. Barely legal. Like a glove. I mean, the struts didn't even fully compress yet. The struts didn't even fully compress, but that doesn't matter. As long as we touch the ground and the airplane knows it's on the ground, which it did, we are 100% legal. Nah, hey, Ron, get out of here with that nonsense. We were on the ground, my friend. We were on the ground. Nope, no phone number. The only phone number I'm getting is for Cinnabon to go and Uber Eats. Oh, well, I guess that maybe maintenance because we got to call them for the overspeed there on the flaps. But it was just a brief exceedance. I love it when guys write that up in the book. Brief exceedance of flap limitation. Like, dude, who cares if it's a brief exceedance or a long one? You exceeded the freaking limitation of the flaps. You exceeded a limitation. So, it's like trying to make it sound less bad. Like, I nicely crashed. No, you crashed. After further review, Don Stimson, we are legal. We're in the zone. And with that, we are heading out of here. So, guys, shout out again, Fly-by-Wire. This airplane is really coming around. I mean, I've always liked it. I'm liking it more and more every time I fly it. The night lighting, final light is absolutely fantastic. Seeing those landing lights, too, and that little haze we were in was phenomenal. So I look forward to flying this airplane more. Maybe a surprise will be coming up here for the channel as well. Might have something in the works. Airbusy for y'all too. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'm off to go fly the real airplane tomorrow. Members only. Stick with me for the shorts videos. Until the next one, everybody stay safe, stay healthy. See yous in chat. I'm V1. See ya! Legal.